So,
Matt,
wide artichoke cart.
can Matt hear me?
Do you want me to try it and then see to get Maddie?
Mata?
Oh, hey, what's
Holy
up?
cow, we have some people.
Mata, your real name is Matt?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Are you public with that? I wasn't sure.
Sorry, what's up?
Matt, do you care if, because it's up on the screen as your Zoom name.
I
I
think it's under my work one.
Your
you can call
hat
me
keeps
whatever.
changing. That's
I was gonna say it's freaking me out.
Boise. It was Friday the other day. Boise.
It was.
Papas Fritas.
I think the chicken needs to be.
I think every 5 rounds I should just change my hat.
That one's okay.
Here's a whole pizza.
Andy, hello.
What's going on?
Looks like we have Mark here as well. Mark, hello. David is here.
Call me Dave,
Okay.
please.
Dave, absolutely.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you.
It's too spicy for Maddie.
Thanks for setting this up, JT.
Elroy.
Oh,
Thanks, Nancy, for doing.
Okay.
I just tweeted and just tagged you, Yancey, so you guys can go retweet it.
All right, perfect. So we are live right now.
You're live.
This is
I'm
very exciting.
Have fun.
Thank you, sir. If you guys happen to see that, if you want to go ahead and retweet that, just half the fun is people knowing that this thing exists. Okay, Justin, let me see if he's sharing his draft board. He is. It looks like we're at 9:58.
6:58.
30. Listen, we're not going to be doing this all night, man. Just kidding. All right, give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm sorry. While we get this all set up, I know we're about to start the draft. Who is drafting first? Who is Isla de la Juventud?
That's Danny Kugler.
That's you. Okay, perfect.
Sorry.
I don't know if we have listeners yet. If we do, fantastic. If not, that's also okay too. I'm going to kick it over to JT here for just a second so he can kind of give us a rundown of what the league is, what the inception of this was, and then we can kind of go around the horn and have everybody kind of introduce themselves very quickly, where they're from, what their Twitter handle is, that type of thing. From there, we'll just start talking about the draft. So, JT, can you give us the rundown while everybody starts hopping into the draft room?
Welcome to the inaugural draft of the WERF League, Western Expansive Roto Fantasy. I chose WERF before I chose what the actual letters of the acronym meant, but essentially inspired by the BARF League, Bay Area Roto Fantasy, and the NERF League, New England. But ultimately just to form a community hybrid of fantasy baseball fantasy analysts and fans of fantasy baseball that live in a certain region. Ultimately, I'm up here in the Pacific Northwest, and I just started reaching out. I think I threw out the random idea back in October 2020 to John and Mikey, and they were like, yeah, let's do that. That sounds awesome. So I don't know how many beers deep they were at the time, but I took it as fact, and I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, that should happen. And then it was like, no, you should do that. Like, if you did that, that would be sweet. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was just an idea. So ultimately, just want to have fun with it. And
do you mind explaining how this is going to be coinciding with some of the other area rotisserie leagues? Initially, BARF was the inception, which is the Bay Area Rotisserie Fantasy League. It includes Justin Mason, Sammy Reed, Toby from Baffled Crazy, BB Intrican, Bubba. That was the initial league, and now it's going to be spanning out to having multiple leagues that are regional, and you guys are going to be competing in an overall similar to what we would experience in a TGFBI and FBC setting. So can you kind of explain really quickly how that works for those who are watching?
for as far as the overall goes?
Yeah, the overall component. How many leagues are there going to be? How many sister leagues do you guys have? That type of thing.
Right now we have the 5, so BARF, NERF, TURF, BLARF, and WERF. So,
I'm partially biased to
Did
the
you say
LARF
LARF?
name, but Yeah, it sounds like
Danny,
it says
did you choose to pick DJ?
That's min pick.
Wait.
all right, so it appears
they
as if
in
they
the-
were drafting. What,
Are they
was this
in the- are
intentional,
they in
or
the
did somebody
draft room?
cue them?
Said it was auto picked.
Yeah,
No, I didn't
pause.
have, he's not even first in my queue. How did that happen?
Yeah, I'd pause it, JT.
Yeah, I suspended it at the moment. I think I can rewind.
Yeah, that wasn't, he wasn't even in my queue. I don't know where.
But
how you
let
showed
it be known that the first pick ever in the WERF draft is DJ LeMahieu. That's
Yeah.
going down in history.
Yep, we are off to a fantastic
Triple
start.
eligibility right there.
Damn, I wanted to draft A-Rod first.
He's going
So
on
it
to
sounds-
a first overall season now.
We are off to a little bit of a chaotic start. We are going to walk back the first pick, which is not DJ LeMahieu, which is personally, I think, is fantastic. We have a couple more people that are joining us in the Zoom chat, guys. I don't know who's making a bunch of noise on their Zoom chat. Danny, I think it's coming from you. If you can mute yourself for just a little bit. I'm going to go around the horn very quickly, guys, before we really start getting into this. You guys can just introduce yourselves. I'm going to go in the order that I see you guys in the Zoom chat. Most of everybody knows who some of you guys are. Others don't. JT, you kind of introduced yourself just a little bit, but tell them very quickly where you live and what's your Twitter handle.
I am at JT_the Ginger up here, Pacific Northwest, Tri-Cities, Washington.
Beautiful. Sean?
Twitter handle is @Beatty or @Sean_Beatty, sorry. And I'm in the Pacific Northwest as well. And I'm in the Tri-Cities as well.
Beautiful. Mikey?
@Desai Mikey, and I live in Yancey's basement, Florida.
This is true. You see Danielle. Danielle is on mute. I think she's just finishing up her Indian food for tonight. Danielle's going to be sharing co-hosting duties with me. She is new to fantasy, but she is going to be our color commentary, which I really appreciate because my dog has to go out occasionally to use the restroom, which is cool. After her, we do have Danny, who I think is muted. Danny, did you want to introduce yourself, or are you good?
Sure, this is Danny Kugler at DANNYKUGLER, and I'm in Corvallis, except for now. God damn it, it did it again. Auto draft. What the fuck? Okay.
That's a little bit better auto draft, at least. You're getting there, man.
Anyway.
Okay. That's Danny. John, we've podcasted together in the past. Why don't you tell everybody where you're from and where you can be found on Twitter?
Yeah, my name is John Hegland. I write for Baseball Prospectus. I'm on Twitter at John Hegland, and coming to you from beautiful Moscow, Idaho.
Idaho. Interesting. Okay. Andy Patton.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Andy Patton. I write at Pitcher List. You can find me on Twitter at Andy Patton PNW, and I live in Seattle.
Smada, of course, with the gorgeous hat. It's just unbelievable.
What's up? So Smada, Twitter, Smada_BB, Prospects Live, and live out in Boise. It's Papa's Fritas right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark, we were mixing up in the poker streets last night together. Why don't you tell everybody very quickly where you live and what your Twitter handle is?
I am in Victoria, BC. My Twitter is Mark McElroy BB. I'm a writer and manager over at Pitcher List.
So we have a little bit of international flair, which is very cool. Right, BC does mean British Columbia, right? That is Canada, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Cool. All right, Ryan, looking awesome with the hair. Obviously, Ryan Bloomfield. Everybody knows him. This is actually the 2020 FSWA Baseball Writer of the Year. I don't know if you guys knew this. I'm going to make sure that I say that because Ryan's too humble to say it himself. But Ryan, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
Yeah, so I've been with Baseball HQ for, I guess, almost 10 years now, but you can physically find me in Salem, Oregon. Lived here for about 5 years and just dug out of a pretty nasty ice storm here in the Willamette Valley. So we were out of power from last Saturday through last night. And luckily for the WERF League, I am fully connected and ready to roll.
Take a bow, dude.
Beautiful. But yeah. Will you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, Will Garofalo. You can find me at W Garofalo2 on Twitter, and I'm over here in Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. Okay, a couple from Oregon. Aaron Parker is here. Aaron, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? You are on mute.
Yeah, Aaron. Yeah, I'm muted because there's a bunch of folks in the background in a cabin in the Cascades. But I live in Seattle.
Life is so hard, isn't it?
It's so hard.
That's so on brand for this league.
Perfect. And I'm at Vitamin Empire on Twitter.
Excellent name. And Corbin, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself as well?
Yeah,
okay.
sorry. I was just trying to make a pick. This is 1 minute clock, man. It's fast.
Yeah, by the way, we are live drafting, guys. As soon as we get over through the introductions very quickly, we will go ahead and start doing some rundowns on some of these picks. But tell everybody where they can find you and where you're located.
You can find me on Twitter, Corbin_Young 21. I'm up here in Everett, Washington. Grew up in Hawaii, came here for college, and when you meet your wife, this is where you end up staying. So.
Okay, cool.
Is it intentional
and
that
Dave,
the draft is going right now?
It is intentional. Yeah, correct. It is intentional. And like I said, we're gonna focus a little bit more on the draft once we introduce everybody and give everybody a chance to announce themselves. Dave, did you want to go ahead and introduce yourself as well?
Sure. Dave Anderson up in Seattle. Actually, done any fancy work for a couple of years. I think I'm only in this thing because Al Melchior couldn't make it and recommended me or something. But I was just one day I got all these messages from JT in the WERF League, and I'm like, okay, it sounds good. Twitter, it's the Diablo27.
Beautiful. Okay. Is there anybody that did not get a chance to introduce themselves? Because I am not very good at this. Is that everybody?
You're doing great.
You're doing great, Yancey.
Come on, Yance.
You are,
You're doing great, sweetie. All right, perfect. Also, just to say this again, thank you to Justin Mason for helping set this up with the Zoom chat. I am not familiar with Zoom. I am not familiar with hosting at all. JT was kind enough to ask myself and Danielle, who will again be acting as my caller commentary for tonight, and she and I will rotate off and on talking. Very quickly to recap, this is a standard 5x5 rotisserie league, and by standard I mean it is OBP, correct, guys?
Yes.
Yep. Correct. On base percentage instead of regular average. And what is our situation with 2 catchers versus 1? One catcher, so one. 2 utility, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, and
everybody
also,
can shake their heads.
no
Yes.
wins. We're doing quality starts.
Okay, so this is a quality starts league and an OBP league. Okay, perfect. So very quickly to recap the first round, and then I'm going to kick it over to Danielle if you're available, Danielle. At 1, first pick, Mike Trout. Then it goes Acuna, Tatis, Betts, Jacob deGrom, Juan Soto, Garrett Cole, Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Shane Bieber, Freddie Freeman, Jose Ramirez, and Christian Yelich. No real surprises yet in the first round. I see Patrick Magnus is in the draft, but I don't think he's in the Zoom. I will have to text him, see if he's going to hop in here. Danielle, do you want to go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you on Twitter, what you guys are doing, what you're working on the podcast, all that good stuff?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Yancey. I can be found on Twitter at Mrs. D. Salinger. And I've started a new venture with Justin Mason, my husband, and we are teaching me how to play fantasy baseball. So I am in the TGFBI competition this year, playing in League 29. And every day this week and next week, we are doing podcasts with different fantasy analysts, teaching me a different aspect of the game so that hopefully I don't suck when it comes time for the draft on March 1st. So that is Talk About Fantasy, and it can be found. My Twitter is at fantasy_about. And then the blog that I'm writing on what I'm learning is talkaboutfantasy.wordpress.com.
Okay, beautiful. All right, so we're waiting on Ryan. I have to keep refreshing the draft page from my end manually just to make sure that it's actually updating. Let me go over here real quick. So Ryan just took Cody Bellinger. Ryan, are you not concerned at all about these shoulder injuries we've been hearing about all offseason, or do you think that's kind of over?
No, I think he's got enough time, and it wasn't super serious separation, so it wasn't a major deal. But honestly, everyone who I wanted to pick got taken. I really wanted Bryce Harper here. Whoever took Harper,
Yeah.
like 10th, that was
really
an
like
awesome
that.
pick because
I
he's
really like
OBP
that pick.
God.
All right, let me see if you've made your second pick real quick. Do you, Ryan, real quick, do you have a preference as far as your KDS this year? Do you like being on the end like this, or is it is something you're kind of avoiding?
I like the end. I like the end. It's
You like the end?
Yeah, you can. I mean, there's a tons of ways to go about it. So I just went 2 bats to start, but you could obviously pick. You could go pocket aces here. You could go one of each. I mean, there's a lot of different ways. You're getting 2 really good guys in the top 16 picks. So, yeah, I like the end wheel. I don't like who I took, but that's okay.
Speaking of
It's fun.
Speaking of not liking who you're about to take, this hurts me.
Are you taking Bauer? You are. Thank you.
I wondered if you would do that.
That's who I didn't want to take.
Decision.
Did you say bad decision?
That is so off-brand.
No, I said thank you for sparing me that decision.
I mean, yeah, man. I have teaser. I have him ranked number 4 on my top 100 coming out tomorrow, unless something crazy happens. But yeah, lots of volume, and he's gonna keep sticking his arm into elbow deep into a vat of foreign substances. So why not?
Everybody else is doing
The sticky key, right?
The sticky icky.
Mikey, you're obviously the volume is going to be there. The strikeouts are going to be there. Where do you think he kind of falls as far as the whip and the ERA? Because I mean, this is one of the most frustrating players I own because like the upside's always been there, but he's done it basically one time. He's had 2 good seasons in his major league career. Are you afraid that he just falls back into being like a 4 ERA guy or a 3.8 ERA guy, or do you think he's elite? Obviously, you took him in the second round, so I kind of think I know what you're going to say.
So the thing for me, like Bauer is super interesting because he's never actually he has yet to prove that he's a good pitcher without sticky stuff. 2018, he had his breakout year, but a lot of that was supported by called strikes and kind of faulty Exwell Bacon numbers, like they were a little too low. And then the same is kind of true for 2020. Like his swinging strike percentage isn't that great, but I think when you have a fastball like he did, with such good ride, despite not that great of velo, I think that it's legitimate. Unfortunately, honestly, I wish he would be. I wish he was awful, but he's not. And so yeah, I see the whip bouncing back up to, I think maybe 110, maybe even lower. Obviously, a lot of those peripherals aren't going to stick. Like the left on base percentage is 91%. That's not happening again. The BABIP is 215. That's not happening again. But I do think that he can kind of suppress those a little bit from league averages. So yeah, I definitely think the projections are wrong on him.
Interesting. Okay. Bold take. I want to say very quickly, it looks like Patrick has joined us. Patrick, it is very good to see you. Like I said, we do have some international flair. Patrick, why don't you tell them where you're currently located? It's very far.
Yeah, I'm in Shenzhen, China, here in the WERF League. I do spend when I am in America, I spend a good chunk of my time on the West Coast near Seattle. So stoked to be here, stoked to be a part of this. Although not stoked enough to make my own pick, I guess, apparently.
So while we have you here real quick, Patrick, so you went with Trevor Story. Was that an auto pick? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, that was an auto pick, which I don't mind. Hey, I'm happy to have Story, although...
I was gonna say I was ready to take him at 15, so that's a fine auto pick.
Yeah,
I've said this before. I think that whenever somebody times out in the first round, they should be docked 3 rounds, and the system just randomly assigns them a player. I don't feel like you should be rewarded for timing out. I know you were just kidding on. I'm just messing with you, but generally, especially later in a draft, whenever you want the player that's been falling 30, 40 picks, and then some guy is just going to luck into sleeping through the time clock, in a slow draft or something, and he just so happens to get the best value on the board. I'm not about that life. I really do think it's different. But very quickly before I kick it over to somebody else, you did take Bregman there. Is this just you think that we're overreacting to 2020 and that he's just going to be a stat filler across the board? I kind of don't know what to do with him. There's a lot of third basemen like this that fit this profile where they were kind of down last year. And is he a screaming value? He was going 10th or 11th overall last year. And do you just think he bounces back to what he was?
Yeah, I'm not like overly concerned with what happened in 2020. And I think most projection systems aren't either. So I'm cool with where he's at. I feel like I've been getting him late in a lot of leagues. I think people are, the hate's gone too far right now. And so I'm very happy to snag him there.
Beautiful. Okay. Looks like we just had Mark. Mark, you just went ahead and took Scherzer. So Juan Soto, Max Scherzer to start. Are you concerned at all with what was it, the back issues and just kind of like a not typical Max Scherzer kind of year? Are you just expecting that he goes back to being 2019 Max, or what exactly are you projecting for him?
I'm not happy about it, but I thought he was the best option still on the board. My other choice, I won't say my other choice. Oh, yeah, I just went. I was thinking about taking Castillo as well, but this is a quality starts league, and if when Scherzer's out there, he's going to go as long as he possibly can. He's not going to get any kind of babying by his manager, so it's risky to take a guy with a sore back, but he's. I'm hoping he just tells his manager to go back in the dugout when he comes out to take him out. So
it's a power move. I respect it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like Smada has gone pocket aces with DeGrom and Luis Castillo. Smada, I don't know if you're available to talk, but so far in the first and second rounds, we have Smada going pocket aces. We have Will going pocket aces as well. Smada, is this something that you've been doing a lot? I don't know how many 15 teamers you've been doing or how many drafts you've done so far for 2021, but is this like your go-to strategy, or is it just how the draft kind of fell to you?
More so that how it fell. I'm actually not like huge into pocket aces, but I think the quality starts, especially this year, it's I like going ace heavy with the quality starts. Weekly league as well, so we're not going to be able to make that up. Weekly moves, not going to be able to make that up. So that was more of the draw to it. I was actually looking at Scherzer, so I was kind of sniped there. Also, so I haven't played a ton of 15 team redraft so far. Most of my stuff has been best ball or dynasty related, but in the one redraft DC that I did, I went Scherzer in the second after Betts Scherzer. So I do still kind of believe in Scherzer. Even if there's some back stuff popping up, I think he's still going to be valuable. And the potential if he doesn't have any injuries or anything like that, like obviously first round potential. And I think there's some whip ERA rebound in him. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
This pitcher run.
I've done a little bit of sorry, Ryan, what was that?
No, this pitcher run is like every draft I've been in, the second round is just.
Yeah.
I think it was Derek Van Riper who called it the yellow brick road. Great name.
Pitchers keep running. Sorry.
Yeah. So we did see, like you guys said, Lucas Giolito, Walker Buehler, Aaron Nola, Yu Darvish. Corbin took a hitter, Manny Machado. He broke the chain, but then it went Max Scherzer, Luis Castillo, Zach Gallen, Jack Flaherty, Blake Snell, Brandon Woodruff. This is the atypical SP inflation that you typically see in the NFBC, especially in the main event, where everybody wants to be safe with having some sort of ace. In standard redraft leagues, like you're typically not going to see Blake Snell in the second. You're going to see him more in the back end of the third to the fourth. But this is the nature of this. Like you have to have the pitching to compete in a 15-teamer. You don't see this a lot in the 12-teamers, obviously, but it's kind of crazy to see all of this. I mean, literally, how many picks in the second round were all pitchers? Danielle, I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to you for a little bit. You're free to ask questions. It could be as generic and related to baseball or not related to baseball as you'd like. I'm actually going to step off for just a minute to take my dog outside, and I will be right back.
Okay. There is no way I'm going to be as good as Yancey at any of this, guys. So
Doubt it.
I will apologize ahead of time. Although I will say that watching this is, I think, just one more bit of a learning lesson for me. So thanks for letting me hang out with you guys.
Thanks for co-hosting.
How are you enjoying the learning curve so far, Danielle?
It has been very interesting. There are certainly things that, being a baseball fan already, I'm able to understand and pick up, and other things that when it comes time are going to be more of a challenge to me. So we'll see. I learned about, it'll be dropping tomorrow, but I learned about KDS today. So
oh yeah, that's always fun.
yeah, that's a whole new thing for me. Now, do you guys have, and anybody can chime in here, do you guys have a set KDS that you're really shooting for, or does it just depend on the draft and who else is in it, or do you just not care at all?
I was looking at that Fangraphs kind of study that looked at like TGFBI and other leagues. I kind of use it as a like a framework, but also I just don't like picking in the middle of rounds. I feel like you miss out on a lot of players. So like at the end of the round, I actually really like 13 is like pretty optimal for me. I went, I think 13 and 10. And those are just close enough to where you can get to players pretty quickly after you pick. I guess there is a bigger gap, but it's not really a worry to me. So that was my kind of thinking.
I picked 6 because I actually wanted 5 because I wanted DeGrom in the first round, and I didn't get my first pick, and of course DeGrom went number 5. So I usually pick according to the player I want the most, and then I try to get as close to that as I possibly can, and then let the rest of the draft kind of fall.
That makes some sense. One of the things we talked about was, in looking at KDS, looking at in later rounds. Do many of you guys take a look at that when you're considering where you want to pick?
I don't. There's too much. Once you get out of the first few rounds, the ADP kind of doesn't go out the window, but there's a lot. The error bars, the ranges for those ADPs are a lot wider. So I don't. And Danielle, to like answer kind of what you were asking first, is like the way I do KDS is I look at in the first few rounds like which pitchers I like and where they're going, and kind of craft my KDS around that, around the pitching that I like, and then fill it in elsewhere. Kind of like to what Mark was saying with he wanted a certain spot with DeGrom, even though it didn't work out. I try and identify like 4 or 5 starters in the first 2 or 3 rounds that I really want, and then set my KDS to try and get at least one of those guys.
That makes a lot of sense. Hone in your target as much as you can.
Yeah, I kind of agree with once you get past the first couple rounds, but especially with 15 people, the big board kind of goes out the window and it's your own personal board. So thinking too far down where you're drafting too far down, you're doing your head too much. So yeah, first couple rounds, try to get the guys you want, and then after that, it's free for all.
Well, let's see. I don't remember where Yancey left off, but we've got Bo Bichette is gone, Nolan Arenado, Lewis Robert, LeMahieu. So that's twice now that LeMahieu is gone, right? Clayton Kershaw, Kyle Tucker, and Lance Lynn. So another, I'm probably going to just end up asking you guys, since I have everybody here, a lot of the things that I've been trying to learn. Do you guys consider who you're playing against when you're coming up with your draft strategy, or are you just going with what is in your gut that you want to do for yourself?
I can't think about who I'm playing. My brain is only handles so much, and it's all I can do to like keep my own shit together. Like I know these guys are all good, so I'll only psych myself out if I think about, drafting against these mega studs. So I don't.
The only thing that I care about is getting my own guys. So maybe I'll not necessarily reach. Well, maybe sometimes I'll reach if I like them enough, but I will take them a lot sooner than their ADP if people know that I really like some guys. And I think that there are some that maybe we do know about, but also sometimes I zag and take Trevor fucking Bauer. So. Who fucking knows?
You
Good
love that.
bags. Am I
Is that
right?
edible kicking in, Mikey?
I haven't taken it yet. Maybe once we get to like pick 100.
You're really
I,
not gonna like Bauer in a couple hours.
I went through Ryan's Twitter and wrote down a list of all the players he's been talking about. So I got that here to the side.
Honestly, that was my original strategy when I got into TGFBI, and then I realized I do not have the time for that.
Yeah. It is time
Seriously, one thing
consuming.
you could do though, like if I was Michael or anyone near the wheel, like if I was Michael, I would look up at 13. He's got 14 and then 15 and then back to him. If I were him, I would look up, who Patrick likes and who I like, and maybe play off that against the wheel. I think it's worth looking at for like, if once you have your draft slot and you know who's like on either side of you, or if you're near a wheel, like who is at that wheel, and you can kind of play off that. Outside of that, I don't really look at who likes what in the league, but I think you can, once you get your draft order, kind of use that a little bit to your advantage.
I'll say that to add on to Ryan's point, when you're at the wheel, when you're on the end, like I chose second, so I'm going to be looking at Danny going back to back, and I'm going to be probably looking at his lineup. And if we're coming into my pick and then his two and then mine again, and I'm lining up in my queue. I got like one or two batters, but I got a few pitchers. I might want to secure the scarcity, send those players around the horn, and whatever comes back, whoever I like, just pick those back up, and maybe just keep a track of what spots he's still trying to fill, positional on his team. So I think in that regard, all analysts are, even the fantasy fans, they like who they like, and ultimately, I think the only strategy would be to pay attention to maybe who's drafting in front and behind you in terms of how they're building their team as you go through the draft.
That makes a lot of sense. Oh, this is a great thing. I suck at it, but you guys are giving me all kinds of good info. All right, let's see. Who else is gone now? So we've got Pete Alonso, Marcel
Biggio.
Ozuna.
You're a madman.
It's a good OBP pick.
Yo,
Yeah, I mean, I would never consider Biggio here.
I thought Rendon was still on the board at 43, so I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Because he went so far before that, I didn't see him. I was pretty upset, so that's why the clock ran down so far.
Oh, I see George Springer is gone. Justin, for some reason, is obsessed with him. I think it's just the shirt and the bathwater thing. Ozzy Albies, Corey Seager, Alberto Mondesi, and Calvin Biggio.
Don't worry about drafting Mondesi.
I was wondering who was going to comment or shit talk my Mondesi pick.
I ran quick OBP projections, and he actually didn't fall too far in whatever I did.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about getting Mondesi early is you've got your steals banked, and you can just like target, just hammer OBP.
Exactly. I don't want to worry about steals. It's like I'm so bad at drafting speed. That's why I've been targeting Mondesi in a lot of leagues, because it just helps me as a drafter to just like lock it down.
I can't read his name normally. Listening to the ITL guys, in my head, it's like Mondesi. That's all I hear in my head.
Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't see you anymore, but we can hear you.
Also, shout out if either of those ITL guys are watching or end up watching this. Sorry, my kid randomly called Chris's cell phone, and I only have it because from his he didn't want to eat olives on one of their podcasts, so he had to give out his cell phone number. So, I was like, call my sister-in-law or something, or trying to coordinate, and ended up calling him.
I want to see what
where are we doing this draft next year?
Rosarena.
It was time.
Yeah, it's about that time.
I want to see what Smada does here with 3 pitchers off the board.
Maybe
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
maybe four.
I love
Maybe
it.
four
My internet,
aces.
like,
Do a
I was
fourth.
like,
Do it.
Four of a kind.
click.
It's awesome.
Internet did
I
not
want
work.
to know if Corbin Burns was still there, would he have gone a fourth?
He would have.
He would have.
Definitely.
I'm frankly surprised he's not on his team already.
There you go.
You're not worried
That's who I
about-
was clicking on in the third.
A little worried about Burns and the quality starts, but we should do all right.
Yeah,
that's definitely fair.
So I think that the innings issues are kind of overblown this year because, like, I think every pitcher is going to have innings issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we all took pitchers in the second round.
Not me.
Mark, don't do me.
I haven't taken one yet.
Most of us. Oh, the contrarian.
I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but I keep getting some internet issues. That's why I keep hopping in and
Yeah,
out.
you're good, Jens. We can't see you,
But I assume Danielle is doing fantastic.
Your audio is good.
No, just okay. We'll just say okay. So when you guys are, getting into draft season, do you come up with a strategy and try to employ that across the majority of your drafts? I know that there are different styles of play, so things have to change. Or do you go in and come up with different types of strategies and see what goes well?
Not everyone at once.
I usually wait on pitching. That's kind of a general strategy. This year is probably not a good year to do that. And so we'll see. I'm 4 picks in and haven't taken a pitcher yet. And I'm seeing all the guys I was going to take in round 5 already go. So we'll see how that goes. But I also try to adjust, obviously, as much as I can. But that's kind of one of the strategies I've generally adopted. I went for infield heavy with this, and I'm happy with the guys I have, but only having 1 outfielder in a 5 outfield league and not having any pitchers yet is maybe not the best strategy, but we'll kind of see how it comes together. But that's usually, I kind of have a little bit of a strategy going in.
Andy, we seem to be doing a similar thing. I don't have any pitchers or any outfielders right now.
We're going to be fighting for them apparently then.
Yep.
Same. So yeah, like 3 of us at the end of the wheel don't have a pitcher yet. That's gonna be cool.
Cool is one way to put it. Yeah.
Or frustrating as hell.
Yes, most likely that.
Yes. Speaking of like draft strategies and draft archetypes, so I've done I think 8 drafts so far this year. Justin, I know you've done a little bit more. I think we've done half of those together, and we just keep jumping in the same ones.
No, not me.
Why are you shaking? I was gonna say, why are you shaking your head? No, yeah, you.
Oh. My wife's on this call.
Who let Justin in this?
They were all mock drafts. They were all just for practice. So I have noticed like I'm doing a lot of the same things where I kind of like picking with as far as like the KDS where I start. I kind of like that 7 to 12 range because you open yourself up to certain things happening. Like every once in a while you get into a weird draft where Trey Turner falls. But I've also been in drafts where Trey Turner went 1st overall. You'll see drafts where Mike Trout goes 10th overall, right? So I kind of like being in the middle right there so you can react. You can hit on some of those values that fall in the 1st round. I've done pocket aces once from the middle, and it was because Garrett Cole fell all the way to 8th. I don't necessarily love my speed options if I go pocket aces like that from the middle rounds, but as a general rule, like
I cut off at the best part.
Oh man.
The key to life is
I wanted to know what is the general rule.
Like if you guys are going pocket aces, and I'll just are you taking another pitcher in the top 100?
Yeah, we missed like the best part.
Yeah,
your
missed the beer part.
Cliffhanger, dude.
We're so close.
Yeah, so are you also in a developing country?
If you count Florida, yes.
He didn't deserve that.
An undeveloping country.
Fair enough.
He didn't deserve that.
That was good.
Whatever we missed probably would have been the key to me totally understanding fantasy baseball. I could have skipped everything else, but now.
It was pretty amazing. Long story short, I'm asking, if we're doing pocket aces, how long are you guys waiting to get third? Are you waiting multiple rounds, or are you trying to build on those first 2 picks?
3 in a row.
Yeah, that depends if you're Smada or a sane person. So
I've waited 2 rounds. I might wait another. We'll see.
Yancey, I don't know if you know, but 3 of a kind beats a pocket pair every time in poker.
It does. It does. There's also 10 categories, so we'll see how this works out.
Really want to try for a full house.
I know it's kind of weird because we're just about through 4 rounds. Does anybody hate their start right now? No? Everybody feels confident?
No, I don't feel.
Yeah, you didn't say
Yeah,
confident. You just said
confident,
hate.
no, not so much.
I feel confident.
Would have rather not taken 3 pitchers. That was not the plan.
Who would you have taken instead?
Well, I got him in the 4th. I was actually going to take Grisham in the 3rd.
There you go.
Nice.
So I got lucky. And I may have gone a pitcher again in the 4th or 5th. So I don't know.
Glass now.
Yeah, I actually got who I wanted, Jordan as well. But
Yeah, that was a steal. He's falling everywhere. I feel like he's been a great value on most of the drafts I've seen.
I think it's interesting that
I'm not as scared off as others, but I understand.
Alvarez having left field eligibility.
And Fordo was a good
had
pick.
outfield, even on Fantrax. I thought it was just DH only.
No, I think, well, this is 7 games, right? In this league?
It must have carried over from 20 or 19 then, because he did not play 7 games in the outfield in 2020.
Yeah,
he should.
It just filled the util for me. I don't know why it's showing as left field on him.
I'd like to show off the newest shirt from the Justin Mason collection, everyone.
I love it. It's so
What the hell? Is that Eno?
It
Yes.
sure is. Wait, why is Eno killing you, by the way?
Why not?
I don't know. It's probably revenge
Okay.
for something.
I mean, fair.
Wait, so there's literally no backstory? It's just Eno killing you?
The backstory, the backstory is some follower of ours asked Rates and Barrels and Sleeper in the Bus to do like some sort of league against each other or mock draft against each other. And then it turned into gifts from Anchorman, including, the pitchfork being thrown through someone. And then someone coined that Eno murdering me, and then Rotoware came in.
Of course.
Like they always do.
Yes.
So
I'm
like
really
always,
glad-
I don't know why the shirt exists. I'm glad it does.
Yes. It's even better in color because the original was in black and white, So
I'm really glad that we're still sheltering in place and I don't have to go anywhere with you.
The new expression should be revenge best served with a cold beer. You holding a beer in that?
I think you
I'm
should
down
lean
with
into
that.
it and either wear some Justin Mason shirts or get your own made. I mean,
yeah.
she has the
I had a
shut up
fantasy
Mason-
wife shirt made.
What?
Yeah,
How?
I had a friend design a fantasy wife shirt for me, and I wore it to tout 3 years ago now.
That's pretty good.
And I have a number of Rotoware shirts, but my favorite is the "Shut Up, Justin" shirt.
Shut up, Mason.
Andy. Andy knew.
I need to get my ace, Kyle Hendricks.
Andy knew. Okay.
Yeah, that goes back to that conversation about knowing who's picking behind you.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
had a feeling Mike Hendricks wouldn't make it past Mikey.
All right. Well,
I was gonna take
Starting
Hendricks.
is great. This spot.
Yeah, Hendricks was next in my queue.
Look at that.
I feel like the upset of the century is Smada did not end up with Corbin Burns.
Yeah, that's true.
okay.
I feel very betrayed by your brand right now.
How many drafts have you done so far?
Sorry.
Shit.
How deep does it burns? Speaking of Anchorman.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
While we were plugging RotoWare, maybe I should say, go support the ATC.
Hendrix to Hendrix, baby.
Because I helped.
I literally
design
forgot
that
about
logo
saves.
for ATC. So
I was just gonna say, I feel like Liam Hendricks fell pretty far. Well, like around.
Like around.
Well,
so far around.
I mean, it feels pretty long. That's a whole. Everyone had a chance, so.
A few of them actually.
You.
Justin, what do you think about this whole thing turning into a global overall prize? I wanted to hear about that since you started BARF, right?
Yeah. I mean, I started BARF back in 2016 with the thought that I would never get into something like tout or labor, and so I was like, well, how can I compete against some of the big people in the industry? And so that's how I started BARF. Same reason I started TGFBI pretty much. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool to see, we saw the Nerf League open up last year, and Chris, who's, at Baseball Pods, was a close friend of Laura Michaels, as was I. And so it's cool to kind of see another one pop up. And now I think 3 others have popped up. We've got WERF, we've got the New York, New Jersey one. I don't know what they're calling that. And then one in the Rust Belt. So Ohio, Michigan area. And there's been talk about a Florida one potentially popping up too. I think it's really cool, especially because it's a different format than like NFBC leagues, which have become really popular. But I know a lot of people do play quality starts leagues and on base percentage. So it's cool to see, some extra draft strategies and have an overall component. And I think we're going to call the winner of that the Earth winner. I don't know.
Earth.
Yeah. So Matt Williams had an acronym for it. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I think it's cool. I think it's fun, especially, this year it's obviously everybody's having a draft via Zoom, but my favorite draft of the year is the Barf League draft. We go down to a bar in San Francisco. We all get together and crowd into this bar and have the board with stickers and people get drunk and yell at each other. Howard Bender elbows me in the ribs. But it's a ton of fun. And I think that is, that kind of gets back to the roots of fantasy, which I think sometimes we forget that these leagues are supposed to be fun and not just competition. I mean, there's fun in the competition and fun in the winning, but I think the best part about fantasy is getting together with friends and having a good time. So if we can bring a little of that to the industry, I think it's a great thing.
That was the nicest thing you've ever said, Justin.
Justin, you should create a site called Friends with Fantasy Benefits. That's what I think.
You know what? I think I might. That's a great idea.
I just want to say very quickly, Mikey, I love the Ketel Marte pick. I think I have him in 7 leagues so far that I've drafted him. If you look at the BATX projections for him, I just pulled it up right now so I can sound like I'm actually giving analysis. 25 home runs, 94 runs scored, 90 RBI, a 293 batting average, and 8 stolen bases. Projections literally like him as like a potential first rounder, and he is falling so far. I know that the dead end ball is is something that people are going to dock him for, but I think he is the biggest steal of draft season right now.
Without looking, I don't think there's another second baseman. I mean, there are very few people in the league that can hit the ball as far as him and as hard as he's hit it. Just in terms of raw power, he's got just about. It's kind of weird. He's got as much as a lot of players. I still think there's more to tap into, but really as a second baseman, I like the floor. And I don't know. I'm kind of biased when it comes to Ketel Marte because I think that he's got more to tap into with his bat, but also I think he could climb up in stolen bases too. I'm not counting on it at all, but I think the potential's there. But yeah, I didn't expect him to be at that pick, so I was pleasantly surprised.
I wrote about Marte as a player to target because it seems like
Oh, right here. Well,
Oh, Yancey's
a robot. Yeah.
Now he's gone. I was just going to say, I found that Marte was falling a lot and that a lot of people were taking, I think, 2020 a little too seriously. And I actually think that he was battling some injuries last year, even though
It was a wrist.
Yeah. And he says that didn't bother him. Like he claims like that wasn't the issue, but like it seems like it was. It sure looks like it, you know, particularly when he lost like exit velocity, you know, he just didn't hit the ball as hard.
Yeah, but I mean, how much of that can you completely write off? It's the second season in a row where he has finished the season injured, right? So, I mean, at some point, health is a skill that he's not been showing the last 2 years. That's concerning to me. I mean, I've loved Marte from a raw skills perspective for a long time, and I benefited off that 2019 season, but I'm staying away from Marte considering, you know, it's 2 years in a row where he's finished off the season hurting.
Hey, I'll take him. You don't have to take him.
Good. I'm glad. I wouldn't have drafted him in this draft until like the 30th round because I'm not in this draft.
Ooh, Edwin Diaz. There he goes.
By the way, I'm gonna label my strategy as pocket.
Yo, this Grunge Crush IPA is amazing. I don't know who's had it, but also the can. You can only see Justin's like nuts.
Branding is great. The classic Nirvana t-shirt branding.
I'm gonna change my background just so I can show it off. It's
oh, thank God.
Oh
yeah,
no!
Right?
Bring it back afterwards.
No, I will bring it back. That's not even a question. Look at this. It's got the Nirvana. It's got the Nirvana logo, and it's delicious. That too. But I'm a grunge head, so I have some pretty good backgrounds in here. But I'm gonna stick with this one.
I tripped out for a second there with Sean taking 2 DHs, and then I remembered we switched to 2 utils in this league.
Oh, I forgot about that.
JD has outfield eligibility, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he should. I know he doesn't in NFBC, which has been a little weird considering he did play, I think, 7 games in the outfield last year. So
probably would have taken it if he didn't, but he did, so I slapped him in there.
There you go.
I'm so nervous right now. Oh,
that was also why I took Stanton. I wasn't ready for my pick. Everyone was going in front of me that I wanted, so I had to scramble.
Ooh, yeah, I'm so used to doing a slow draft, and this is like a minute. I'm like panicking when I see the minute clock go on.
I haven't done a live draft in 2 years. This is difficult.
I
Wow.
wondered when JT would go. Not JT the selector, JT Realmuto, the catcher.
I'm surprised that it took this long, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little nervous about the injury, but I would have taken him here for sure.
I was debating about taking him with my last pick, but I felt the pressure of only having one pitcher, and I felt like I had to go 2 in a row.
I felt it appropriate that JT owns JT.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll just be JT squared.
Guys, I'm gonna the board's not gonna update for a little bit unless you guys someone else wants to share the board from their screen. I gotta go put the baby to bed here.
We'll live.
Okay, I'm just gonna turn off the screen or the share for now. If someone wants to take over, they can. Otherwise, I'll put it back up when I'm back.
Sounds good.
So just let everybody know they can. Someone tweeted out the link to it, right?
I think so. I've been getting text messages that people are watching it or something.
All right, cool.
Wait, people are watching this?
You really gotta think about your life if you're watching a Zoom call of a live draft on a Saturday night. But
yeah, what am I?
The Western Expanse League.
Or Sunday morning, a Sunday morning. Okay.
Or a Sunday morning.
See, Justin, I told you it was a dorky thing to do.
In the future.
So you don't know what you're talking about. It's not a dorky thing to do. It's the best thing to do.
Shut up, nerd. All right.
Tell him.
This is why I did my hair for this, because I figured people might be watching. Can't you tell?
Me too, Danielle. We can be twinsies.
Why I did my hair.
Oh, Altuve.
Yeah, actually, I've got to thank you guys because she's looking mighty fine.
Hubba hubba.
Yep, nothing gets my husband going by sticking me in a jersey. That's what does it.
Baby.
Forget lingerie and all that bullshit. Nope. I'm wearing a Kuiper jersey right now, I think.
Mike Yastrzemski jersey. Nothing better.
No. Justin and I went and got throwback jerseys with Kruk and Kuip on the back.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. Somebody has to be with the team for a long time for me to go and get any sort of shirt or jersey with their name on it.
Yeah.
Don't be a race fan.
Same Z. Oh, Yancey.
Easily done, Yancey.
I have all kinds of interesting things to say, but I keep being afraid that my audio is going to be all choppy and talk over you guys again.
Sounds good right now.
Just do it to it.
You sound great.
Okay, is Karinchak going to be the closer?
And I froze.
Yeah.
Probably.
Everyone's confident in that?
No, he's not.
I mean, for the whole season,
No,
I don't
let
know
him
about
drop.
that. Probably not with a 13% walk percentage or whatever he's going to have, but he's got the job now.
13th.
His delivery scares the crap out of me. It's like so violent.
Really
he's not
strange.
even like, is he even looking at the plate when he's like
He's
throwing the
definitely,
ball?
yeah. There
I
he goes.
chickened out. That was almost my pick. I chickened out.
That's a good pick.
There's some reassurance.
I don't feel great about it. I have a couple leagues where I have Karinchak, and I'm just waiting for. I have like the worst closer like forecasting skills. I'm totally waiting for like, what's his name, Whitgren to like get the role or something, and me just. I don't know.
I mean, it's worse than ever now, too.
Yeah.
The
No, I
Emmanuel
don't understand
Classe
how-
and his 100-mile-per-hour cutter.
Yeah. I don't understand how we're confident in Karinchak, but if you look at like the Reds bullpen, how much later those are being spec'd on, like Amir Garrett, I think is going to end up being the closer, and look how much further back he is.
Yancey,
Like I think there's
stop talking, Yancey. Stop talking.
Too much info.
You know, if you hadn't said that, Aaron, I would have totally forgotten that he brought up Amir Garrett, but now it's
Aaron, you're a Reds fan, yeah? No?
No, not actually. Just about.
Oh. Okay.
Oh shit, I'm on the clock.
I actually
I'm
hate
on
whenever
the
people
clock.
talk about players that haven't been drafted, so that's my B. I thought you said
Why?
stop talking because my audio was messing up, so I just literally stopped talking.
I think it's totally fine.
Come on. One more
I'll think
year.
I'm sorry, but I've
for
never
the
heard
old
of some of
guy.
these players.
Mikey, to comment on beverage of choice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can. No, I'm gonna spill this. Oh, caught a blue Mountain Dew Voltage Slurpee. Very
Hey.
citrusy. Nice little kick at the end. Effervescent. Quenches the thirst.
Effervescent. That's one of my favorite words.
I've got a tall glass of water. Not
Hey,
as
Mikey.
exciting as any of you guys.
Cheers. Cheers, everyone. Congrats.
Cheers.
I don't have anything to
Well
cheers.
done.
Cheers.
I've had three coffees.
Oh,
so far.
Bodhisattva, good one.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Patrick, I
Um,
want to ask you, what's the future like? How's that going?
Well, the future is COVID free, and you just go do whatever you want. And
Yeah.
Wait, so what's the mask situation over there?
everyone wears masks, but there's
Okay.
no cases. There's the only cases that are here are imported.
That's tight. Well, not the imported cases, but you know, the COVID freeness.
Yeah. So
Why didn't China warn us about 9/11?
Wow.
Ooh.
I'll get right up to Xi Jinping and see what he has to say about it.
Jeez. Yancey set the bar. I was just gonna say, weren't they all wearing masks over there before COVID as well?
I mean, SARS just happened not too long ago.
Oh, yes! Oh, we made it. We made it. I don't even know if it's worth it. Oh, but we made it. Oh. All right,
Michael, I
here's
just
my
want to
storm-
warn you
storm base.
not to lean back like that again, because when you do, your face is right under Justin's nuts, and it's really disturbing to see.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
You got Dylan Moore?
I might have overpaid, but oh, it's delicious. I'm a believer.
Mine might.
Oh. Yo,
I thought I was a believer, man.
I was gonna say my heart rate's really up, but it's pretty normal.
Sean, take off your hat. You need a new hat, Sean.
Yeah, that's
I
the
didn't
quad
even-
shot.
oh man,
right
yeah, I'm
there.
not a.
You're not a true Mariner fan if you don't take Dylan Moore.
Where's my Dylan Moore bobblehead?
103 overall.
Hey, I mean, I think it's pretty reasonable.
I'm actually kind of like half not kidding. I really like Dylan Moore too.
Yeah. If you want to believe, look at Landing. I wrote an article. Self-plug, shameless plug.
You also spoke about it on a podcast. There,
I
Mikey.
also did that. I worked.
Whips his hair.
No love for Shed Long.
I'll always have love for Shed Long. He's not very good, but I love him.
Yeah.
He's got a awesome Twitter handle. You ever seen it before?
What is it?
Just look it up.
I forget what it is.
Does anybody want to say something nice about somebody else's team?
I like that 14 other teams don't have Trevor Bauer on it. I can go all night.
I'm a little mad that Smana autoed Kershaw because I was ready to take him. But
yeah,
I hate my team so much. It's bad. It's bad. I took 2 closers. There's an overall prize. That's why, right? might as well go for that.
By the way, what is the prize? Do we have confirmation on this, or are we just making?
Oh no, there's no prize. Sorry, overall winner, the Earth winner. You win the Earth.
You win the Earth.
The Earth.
We're still in talks of possibly a championship belt, and I threw out the idea of maybe if everyone pitched in like $5 across the 75 participants, pay for the belt, pay to ship it to the winner, and then the extra money left over, maybe everyone, or I mean, the winner would choose to donate to their charity of choice, and then we could just kind of do that annually as just like a pay it forward gesture of goodwill.
I will say
Very
this:
cool.
a wrestling belt like that, if I were even invited in this league, which I'm not, and if I ever won this league, which I won't, my wife would not be happy with that in my house.
Well, Yancey,
Not at all.
I invited you to start up RF league down in Florida, but I know it's quite a bit. I was a little intimidated by randomly DMing a bunch of dudes on Fantasy Baseball Twitter. So
that's
thank you
all I
all
do.
for believing in me and responding back.
That really is all Yancey does. He DM'd me once and he was basically like, "Hey man, can I have your number? I really like you a lot." And then the next message was something like, "I know it sounds like I'm trying to get at you and shit, but like I'm married and stuff."
To a woman. Yeah.
Not like the cut of your jib.
Speaking of, where's the hashtag love of my life? She's sleeping?
She's not sleeping. She's not feeling well today. She is in the other room. I put my video back on for a second. Let's see how long this lasts before it kicks me off again.
Fingers crossed.
I'll send
It
her
would
some
not
pictures
go
of
over
Benny.
well if I just randomly DM'd guys and asked them for their number and told them it was because I really liked them.
You should.
No, Gets totally different
So-
results. And I will say I'm a little different than your wife, Yancy, because I allowed Justin to have a, I don't know, 2.5 foot, maybe 3 foot trophy in our house that had a fucking toilet seat at the top of it.
Mm-mm.
Like a little bronze toilet.
No, the last thing my wife is going to let in the house is something that celebrates me in any way. Like that is never happening.
We had all the trophies on our mantle. Now, are you guys going to have a trophy for this league? I mean, there's the belt for the overall between all the different leagues, but there is a trophy that goes around for Barf.
We need to do a trophy. I hopefully everyone would be cool with pitching in a few bucks and
no problem.
setting up a trophy. And like I said, I chose earlier. I said that I chose the name WERF before I chose what it stood for. I really
took
like
Gallo.
I love me a good backronym. By the way, I know what we can put on the trophy. And if someone could get this made, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, my eyes can't unsee that one.
Ooh, what about like a totem pole of different Justin Mason faces, poses, war paint?
I'm so confused.
I have a really
and
crazy idea,
concerned.
which is let's stop putting Justin Mason's face on things. That's you're Danielle. Oh,
Yancy's jealous.
Yancy. No joke. I spent a few years ago like $500 on buying Justin a wardrobe so that it would be, just a little bit more up to date. And then RotoWare started doing all this shirts and just screwed it for me.
Screwed the poop.
Yeah. I don't even know where the clothes I bought him were. I think there was a lot of, I washed that wrong and it shrunk. And so now it's just RotoWare shirts.
I will say, who is Team Palausers? Who is this, guys?
Yeah, I don't know, but
me.
they're on my shit
Losers.
list for taking Gallo.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm sorry, who is me?
It's John Hegland.
John Hegland.
Yeah.
Oh, Palousers.
Palousers.
So
Or
I will
Palousers.
say this: Joey Gallo in an OBP league dropping that far, that feels like an egregious overlook by the league. That is a fantastic pick in the 8th
I
round.
wanted him last pick. I thought I'd test my luck, and I just about got him. I'm steaming over here. That was a really good pick. I had him as a huge player in this kind of format.
He's a big guy.
Sorry, not sorry.
Have a drink.
I will.
Yancy, did you check your text? Oh, there goes Fam.
I'm not a fan.
Not a fan?
That was my next pick.
No.
Well, it's obviously not my next pick, but nice pick.
Fam and
I think he's going to be good as
bad
long as he
blood.
doesn't get stabbed again.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Corbin.
That was neutral reaction when he got stabbed. Cost me a championship. Stole his 25th base of the season. 8th inning, losing on Tampa Bay Rays. He stole 3rd in the 8th inning. So hopefully he got his bonus money, but it cost me a championship.
I kind of like this. This is an interesting strategy here with the 2 utilities, with Sean going with Stanton and JD Martinez. Like that's a pretty unique build, obviously, because you're never going to see that in TGFBI with just one utility slot.
Well, I only drafted JD because he has outfield eligibility. Well, like I wouldn't have gone both back to back if they both were utility only.
Okay, that's what Justin was saying, right? So he does actually carry outfield eligibility.
Yeah, as of what I can see, yeah, he holds outfield.
Again, the draft board I'm looking at, it just says DH, but there's a lot of players like this where like I don't know what to do with them. Like I think he bounces back, but what does bouncing back for JD Martinez mean? Like he is, how old is he? 32, 33? I don't even know at this point.
I think older.
33.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So like realistically, Sean, like what do you forecast for him? Like what is it?
It's sort of in the middle. I don't think
like how many home runs?
I would say what I'm hoping for 30s, 30, 31, 32. I don't think he's ever going to be in the 40s again, but I can't imagine he's going to be OPS below 700 again. He's got to bounce back somewhere in the middle. That's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Wow, McCullers.
So Crawford MLB, is that Chris Crawford, guys?
It is.
It is.
Okay. Do we know, was he extended the Zoom chat as well? He just chose to abstain.
He said he had to work.
Yeah, NBC will get mad at him apparently if he's drafting on Zoom while on the job.
You mean the Sports Edge?
Yeah. Sports Edge.
I tweeted about this. This is no disrespect to Chris, obviously. It is interesting. Like, I thought that Roto World was like one of the more iconic, immediately recognizable sports brands, and they completely abandoned it. Like, that is not how you capitalize on a brand, but to each their own. I'm sure Chris had absolutely nothing to do with it. I just thought it was an interesting decision. Danny, how are you feeling about your team so far?
Okay.
Awesome. All right, Smato. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Well, it's kind of strange trying to pick up the ones I wanted, and I'm still smarting over DJ LeMahieu showing up for some fucking reason at the beginning. But anyway, other than that, no, it's so far so good.
So far so good. Okay. Do you feel like you have a discernible weakness on your team statistically?
Yeah, right now it's probably quality starts and saves. But that's because I only have 2 pitchers right now. But anyway. I think there's some value in the back end, but anyway.
I got you. Is this draft board correct, guys? Are we going to 30 rounds?
It is.
And I should have mentioned this at the top too. Is this a draft and hold?
No.
Nope. It's redraft.
Or is this fab as well?
Fab, trades, the works.
Yep.
The works.
Okay. So pretty deep league. 30 rounds for a redraft.
We go deep in the Pacific Northwest. Backwoods deep.
Backwoods deep, yes.
Ooh, Brian Hayes.
Oh man.
Sean, new
Guys, who am I
team
supposed to
name idea.
draft?
I didn't like it.
I need some help. I have to draft on my phone because it's not working on my laptop.
Oh,
sucks.
Man. That's hard. That's Fantrax on a phone is not so good.
Let's see here. 25 seconds.
Probably going hitter, right?
Smarty, you can pick Brad Hand. Do you want another closer?
Is Charlie Morton going to get some quality starts?
Maybe.
Is he going to get some starts?
Schwarber.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about it.
Oh, man. It's pretty early. Shoot. I shouldn't have taken Schwarber.
Wearing my Charlie Morton shirt right now, actually.
Yeah, we know.
Smata, I know I've said this to you before, but the first time I realized that Smata was your last name backwards, it literally like changed my life. Like, I remember where I was when I first realized that.
I was right here when I just realized that.
Today, days old.
What do you guys think about Brian Hayes, by the way? I don't know what to do with him. I drafted him in 1 league so far, and it's just because I hadn't taken him yet anywhere. Like, I feel like the fanfare around him is just all over the place. There's so many detractors and people saying, like, they're grouping him with like all of the short season like pop-up players. And I mean, I feel like the pedigree is there, but I don't really know what to do with them.
I'll never stop rooting for Brian Hayes because I got shamed for a Brian Hayes take on Twitter from the prospects people. But I like him. I think he's a legitimately good hitter. I think he probably overperformed a little bit, but that's not accounting for he can take a step forward. And obviously, like the defense isn't going to hurt him. Like, he's going to be able to stay on the field more because of his defense. So I'm a fan.
I think there are a lot of prospects who, because they have such good defense and maybe their defense is over their offense, a lot of people really, like in the dynasty fantasy community, really kind of knock them a lot. And I'm guilty of this too. Like I knocked Hayes a little bit because of that. I knocked Christian Pash a little bit because of that. But if you're going to get regular playing time and you can hit a little bit, like a guy like Hayes popping up like that doesn't surprise me a ton. And I think sometimes we're a little bit too mean to those guys in the prospect community. And so that's kind of where I'm not surprised to see a guy like that. He's not going to hit 380 like he did or what last year, but he's still going to be pretty good. And I think, yeah, this is a good spot for him.
I've targeted him in Dynasty specifically because I'm so sick of replacing third base because so many third base men end up moving over to first base. You know, I've lost Vlad and Sano, and like it's just like I'll take a player with good defense at third so I can just lock up the position.
As the guy who drafted him, I would have liked to wait a little bit, but since I'm on one of the ends, waiting so long, I doubted he would still be there. So I had to draft him when I drafted him.
So overall, it feels like this is a pretty pro Ke'Bryan Hayes draft room. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I just think he might be a little overvalued for 21, but the skills, yeah, there's no doubting the skills. I like him better than Bohm, actually.
That's interesting.
Me too. That's who I compare him to, and I think I like him more.
Because Bohm's not really a power hitter, and Hayes actually, I think they could be comparable, and Hayes will give you a little bit of speed, which Bohm will not.
Yeah, Bohm definitely doesn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
My team feels so weird.
It is a weird team.
Is it the edible?
Hey, we haven't gotten there yet. Once the spear goes down.
What does beer have to do with it? Come on, man. You wash it down with the beer. Come on.
I'm a little guy.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Gotcha.
I have these oh man, this sucks. I have these like little things from like the, what do you call it? Whole Foods called Party Smart.
That's a place. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
So hopefully it doesn't affect me very much tomorrow. I doubt it will, but just a tall boy for a small boy.
Just refreshing right here. Let's real quick. I know this was a couple of rounds ago. I think Ryan's actually on mute right now. But what does the group feel about Zach Plesac? He's been pretty divisive in the draft streets. Like people talking about this. I personally don't see it. I think he's fine. I think best case scenario is he's like a strikeout per inning kind of decent ERA type of pitcher. But I feel like he's one of like the biggest benefactors of like the short season and people just freaking out about pitching. So people like him get pushed up whenever they really shouldn't be pushed up. But I mean, if you guys have any other takes, and especially if they're strong ones, like what do you do with him? What are you doing with Zach Plesac?
I mean, I have him in the top 25, I think, on my starting pitching. Hold on, I'm gonna pick real quick. Man, I don't.
Does anybody have an opinion that's not literally picking right now?
I'll say that I think the takes in favor of Zach Plesac are mostly convincing. I appreciated Eno, who I think started out the offseason kind of anti-Plesac, looking at the stuff and saying it's legit. But the one thing that's really putting a thorn in me about him is the noticing how many days of rest he had before each start last year. Because of the strange distribution of the season, there were starts on 4, 5, and 6 days of rest. And all the good starts came on 5 or 6 days of rest. And he was not nearly as good on 4 days of rest. It makes me a little nervous.
Plus that slider is insanely good. I think it all depends on his pitch mix. But he's got good enough command. And I don't think his fastball does a disservice for him. So he throws strikes. He has an elite chase and out pitch. So I'm pretty in on him. I forgot who I have around him. I could check, but yeah, top 25 pitcher for me.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have some Zach Plesac thoughts before we move on?
Let's pick Andy.
Yeah, there's another guy that I really like, but I think I just lost out on because I'm not picking for a while, but I really needed pitching and I really like Savali a lot.
I hope it's not the same guy that I'm picking next.
I doubt it, but we'll see.
Savali might be my favorite pitcher to watch when he's on right now.
Yes, I love watching him.
Beginning of last year, man, just so much fun. I love watching control pitchers like that work.
Well, it's fun to see like a guy go 3 innings without throwing a fastball. Like that's cool. You can do that.
I just hope it's like sustainable. You know, I haven't looked at his year last year, but I watched most of his starts just because I was such a fan. And
yeah, his ERA was bad because he gave up 8 runs in his last outing, but other than that, he was pretty solid. Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
I have a question for you guys. So I took Sevi, and I think I feel like he's like really sort of underrated at the moment, but I don't find that a lot of analysts think like that. So where are you guys? Does anybody have a Sevi take?
I can jump in first. I feel like he is one of 3 or 4 starting pitchers, and I'll include Steven Strasburg in this group, where if you believe in him right now, his ADP is about to explode as soon as we get like the first reports from spring training. So
nice pick, Corbin.
Yeah,
very good.
That was a good pick. I honestly think between like Strasburg, him, who's a couple other guys like Thor. I think Noah Syndergaard is like much further along than people think he is, and like there's a chance where like you get like almost a full season out of Severino. Yes, I know he could get hurt again, but that's like one of those buying opportunities when it's like when you're right, you're really right, and it could pay off in a gigantic way. So like I like buying them at the discount now, and if it doesn't work out, then whatever. It's not like you spent like a top 6 round pick on them.
Dig that.
Everybody's so intensely into their drafts. This is
No, I just drafted my newest teammate. She's gonna She's probably gonna be my ace since I didn't grab one.
Looks
like it. Southpaw or what?
Most definitely.
I mean, I'll talk on Severino. Like, there's no bigger fan of Severino coming into the league and then, his first few years in the league than I was. But, I mean, what do you really expect to get out of him when he's coming off of Tommy John? We know that control can tend to be a problem.
Oh, man.
Smada, yes.
No.
Do the Yankees really want to push him 6, especially in a league like this where it's quality starts? I just don't know how many quality starts you're really going to get from a guy coming off of TJ that at this point is only doing long toss. So, I mean, I'm kind of staying away from all 3 of the TJ return guys unless you can stash them on a pretty deep IL.
That was a very reasonable, nuanced take, Justin.
I agree with Justin on this one. I just naturally am risk averse to injury comebacks, especially mid-season ones.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in like a 50-round draft at hold, I don't mind taking the gamble. But every gamble you take on a guy like Severino is one less gamble you can take somewhere else, right? So give me the guy that I feel I'd rather take a shot on a minor leaguer that might not be up right away, that I feel could be up in May, as opposed to a guy like Severino that likely isn't going to be back till late June or early July, and we don't know what we're going to get out of him once he is back.
That is true. Justin, can you rattle off a couple of minor leaguers you think are going to be up almost immediately? Would that be like I don't know, like an Alex Kirilloff, or I know we're not supposed to talk about players we haven't drafted yet, but like what is that handful of players that looks like that you would take a starting pitcher over, or that you would take a minor league?
And we almost got the end.
Like a pitcher like a Severino.
I mean, Kelnick, I think is going to be up pretty quick. I think Kirilloff's going to be up pretty quick. I'm trying to think of other ones off the top of my head that might be. I'm not taking a ton. I mean, Kelnick is the guy that if I'm going to take a shot on a minor leaguer, it's likely. And Wander Franco,
Vaughn might be up pretty
not
quick.
going to be up early, but I think he's worth the gamble because I think he could be DJ LeMahieu-esque. Even when he first starts, I don't know if the power is going to be there, but I think he could just be kind of a really solid contributor everywhere else. So, but ultimately it's like Kelnick or bust for me. And if he's still there around pick 200, it's something I'm going to think about, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like the year for minor leaguers, especially with them starting AA and single A so much later than AAA.
Yeah.
I think we'll know like once the AAA season starts, like who's actually got chance to come up at a decent time and who doesn't.
I don't think Kelnick will be up for a while.
More than me. You're the Mariners guy, right?
Do you think Trammell comes up before Kelnick? I was actually thinking about that. Like he's been around a lot longer.
I think they're gonna game Kelnick's service time. I mean, I think he's ready right now. Like, I think he can come up and be an immediate, you know, producer, whatever the fuck the word is.
That's a word.
I don't think Trammell is that far off, especially because like right now in right or left field we have, I think Roster Resource has like Marmalejos as the guy.
Why are you hating on Marmalejos?
I think Lookout Landing just wrote. I think we just wrote something pretty positive on him, but I think Andy and I can both speak to. I don't really know why. Like he's just there. So I think I might bet that Trammell beats
I'm
Kalanick,
not a huge
but
Trammell guy, but I do think he'll probably be up before Kalanick, which is a good thing.
Andrew Vaughn could be up really early.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, he theoretically, the White Sox have given a lot of these, you know, top prospects deals during spring trainings. He's a guy that, like, if he signs, especially if he signs a deal, but even if he doesn't, I think he's up in 3 weeks, and I think he could hit right away. He definitely needs DH because his defense is going to be atrocious. But
I like the hat pick.
Yeah, he was up in my queue. Damn it, JT.
Patrick, who's the co-manager you got there?
My daughter Ada. Can you say hello, Ada?
Oh, heck yeah! Look at her.
She's a ham, just like her father.
My co-manager's an asshole. It's my cat.
my co-manager's screaming. That's where Danielle went to.
Oh.
Let me ask this while we're on that topic, Justin, because it was a good question. What is everybody doing with Wander Franco, however you say it? I don't know if you guys knew this. I'm a Rays fan, and I have not drafted him at all. I know, huge if true, right? I have not drafted him at all. I just don't see, like, there's such an organizational history of, like, they just never do what you want them to do when it comes to players like this. Like, they're going to make you wait, and they're not going to give up any type of leverage when it comes to, like, trading somebody like an Adames. Like, we'd have to wait for an Adames trade, and you're like, oh, they traded Adames, and now we're going to call up Wander, but then, like, they'll just slide Joey Wendell over to shortstop. Like, and then whenever he is up, like, he's going to be like a late inning, like, pinch runner. You know what I mean? I just don't, again, I want to be wrong about this, but I just don't see how he returns value. Like, he's going like within the top 200 picks in some leagues. And, like, I just don't see it. Like, does anybody see something different?
I think once he's up to play. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I don't think you bring up a guy and start his clock and then leave him on the bench. And I mean, there is an argument to be said, like, they made him a World Series jersey. Like, he was like an alternate for that World Series team. So it's hard for them to, you know, be honest and be like, hey, you need to go back down, but we would have played you in the World Series had we needed you. That being said, they're going to send him down. But I don't know, Toronto getting better and the Yankees, you know, still being strong. If they start off slow, he could come up pretty quick, I think.
Yeah, all those things make sense, but then also, like, this is the least sentimental organization in baseball.
Sure.
Like, the idea that, like, they brought him up and, like, oh, you know, why would they bring him up and, you know, whatever. Like, they don't care about these players' feelings, like, at all. Like, they just took Ryan Yarbrough to arbitration over, you know, $700,000, and he was one of the most reliable, dependable pitchers we've had in, like, the last 3 years. Like, they never cease to surprise me. I'm like an embattled, bitter Rays fan about this. I just don't. Like, he should have been up last year. He should have been up during the World Series. He could have helped us win. We had all these pitching prospects that could have helped us win the World Series. Maybe the outcome would have been different. And it's like, if there's ever a time to unload the clip, isn't it the World Series against the Dodgers, where, like, you're a heavy underdog? But I don't know.
I just like a Rays fan telling me how frustrating it is too. Like, at least 5 Mariner fans in the chat right now. That's fun.
Yeah. No, I know.
How's that World Series taste?
Me and Smata actually got into it a little bit. I say got into it. I wasn't mad, and I know he wasn't either. But he's just like,
I'm not mad.
Just disappointed, right?
Yeah. Don't tell the newspaper I was mad.
But I mean, like, I'm sitting here complaining that, like, yeah, you know, like, the Rays, they did this and they did that. And he's like, you just went to the World Series. Like, maybe, you know, take that into account as well, which is a fair call out. But it's like, it also is brutal because, like, my Buccaneers just won the Super Bowl, and, like, I don't care. All I keep thinking about is how, like, the Rays could have won the World Series and they didn't, you know? Everything is relative. Like,
I mean, I get it. I love the way your organization's run for the most part. I mean, at least they get the most out of their players, I believe. But I mean, it just sucks being a Mariners fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're talking to a bunch of Mariners fans. So.
Yeah, it sucks sometimes.
Sometimes our drought can vote, baby.
I was really looking to.
You're not that old, Mikey. Come on.
Oh,
I wanted to grab Franimal so bad. Ah.
Well,
Guys,
Mariners,
you're really good at this.
Surprised he's still there in a 2-utility league.
I wanted to draft him, but I was going to get more. I was afraid I was going to get more crap for drafting another DH.
I had so much Franmil last year. I feel like he's like a dark horse every single year to like lead the league in home runs. In one of these years, he's just going to put it all together.
Well, he's good in OBP too. Like he's good, you know. Like he's got a good batting average too. He had 275 last year, obviously. But yeah, in this format with 2 utility and OBP, I think he probably should have gone a little bit sooner.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go. My boy.
Hey, there he goes.
I don't know.
That's a good pick.
Yeah,
Mike, I like your last 2 picks a lot, to be honest with you.
He's gonna be on my top 100 starting pitching list. He's gonna be the biggest what the fuck, I think, to people.
Is he above Gallon or?
No. Although I thought Gallon. I thought I left him off my list on accident, but I did not.
Oh, that was a joke.
Yeah. No. I did not. I checked back. I was talking to Fast about my list a little bit. We were going over it, and I was like, "Oh, he is fucking there. He's like 15."
Where do you have Molly?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh,
He is easily top 40.
Wow.
And where do you stash your Molly?
That's a good pick there.
Right next to the edibles.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where I have Molly if you tell me where you have Molly.
I know where you have Molly.
In that drawer.
So Patrick, with the Pomeranz pick, is that just a super safe ratios kind of help, or do you think that he backs into a handful of saves? Because that bullpen all of a sudden just looks super crowded.
I think he's going to get some saves. I've been a Pomeranz fan for a long time. I think he's elite in the bullpen, and I feel like he's going to get some saves. That's where I'm at.
Fair enough. To be honest, I was really surprised that San Diego did not pay whatever the asking price was for Rosenthal, because it just felt like, it just felt like such an obvious move. But then they literally went and signed, 3 different relievers, free agent relievers, and all of a sudden that's just this daunting looking bullpen. And kind of like a forgotten move by them last year was they traded for Austin Adams, and then everybody kind of forgot about him. Obviously he got hurt, but I feel like that could be just like an amazing bullpen piece that nobody's talking about. He won't get drafted in this league, by the way, guys, so don't give me hell for that. He's not mixed league relevant, but
I would never give you hell.
I paid the asking price for Rosenthal myself. In fact, quite above it. I don't quite know what to do with the guy who's just signed and all the ADP is way out of date. Anybody have a strong take on where they put Rosenthal among closers now that he's actually the guy on the team he signed with?
I think I have him 6th, 7th.
I have him 5th. Yep. I agree.
Yeah, I have him 4th.
So I got him.
Anyone who's
value.
getting saved should be going early.
Aaron, he was in my queue when you picked him. So
I was basically waiting for someone to take Ryan Presley as my cue. Like he would be my next guy up. So
injury risk is so strong, but I need pitching so bad.
We were talking earlier, or somebody asked earlier about saying something nice about somebody else's team.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Corbin's team is super legit. I'm really envious of that team. Leading off with one of the big 3 in Cole, coming back with Machado, getting the third base, which is super shallow. Lynn is super good in quality starts. Then Muncy, Conforto, Yastrzemski, Kepler, Hoskins, these are all guys that were pretty high on my list. And then Presley, who I think is at this point pretty safe for saves. Corbin's got a baller team at this point, in my opinion.
I like it, and I don't play in a ton of OBP leagues just because I'm almost exclusively on NFBC now. So like whenever I first look at this, I'm thinking like, wow, he's like really about to eat it when it comes to batting average. But of course, it's an on-base percentage league. So like the players that he's targeting get such a gigantic bump, and I think there's kind of a value in that. Like whenever you're in a league with a bunch of people who are used to standard roto, like me, like these players are all blind spots for me.
Who got Iglesias?
Rizel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him.
Great pick.
Oh
I like
my
the-
gosh.
I like the Hicks pick. I think he's great in OBP and going to be good on runs this year. I think he's the real cheap source of runs.
I've gone super power heavy, so I need to catch up in runs, I think.
Yeah, I had
like
Hicks
the,
queued up there, but had to pivot.
I like the Herman Marquez pick quite a bit too. If there is one player that needs a trade so bad, it's Marquez. If he does, he's going to be going like he's going to be like a top 12 SP.
He's so kryptonite for me, like because BP the DRA at BP always like rates him as like a top 5 pitcher, and it's just it's fucking
why doesn't DRA get more love? Is it just because it's paywalled or because
exactly?
I think so.
Yeah, it's paywalled, so people don't.
It incorporates everything. It even has like weather and stuff in it. It's just miles better than.
Well, if you can subscribe to Baseball Prospectus.
You got a promo code for us?
Read my Jesus, I should have hooked that up.
That's the best thing about writing for Vox or SB Nation is I can access it. I can access your stuff, and I didn't even know it for a while.
That is not a perk of writing for Fangraphs.
Yeah. Not for pitcher lists either.
Nope, not for pitcher lists.
Nick, we love you. I hope you didn't hear that.
Nick, don't demote us, please.
Hey, look, there's me on the screen. Okay.
What?
On Justin's screen, he's sharing.
Oh.
Everybody see my Twitter.
Dude, put your Twitter away. That's gross.
Show your DMs again. We want to get it.
I forgot this is not like StreamYard where you share one specific tab and it just stays on that tab. You can go fuck around with whatever else you want.
Oop. There goes Kluber.
You can actually share an individual program. So you can do that, Justin, if you want.
I just gotta open. I have to open up a new window.
Justin, you're doing great, sweetie.
Thanks. You guys may have to run boardless at some point because I've actually got to do some work.
We can do that. I have the board up on my screen, Justin. I don't know how to share it, but
You hit the share button.
you think you're slick? Hold on. Where'd it go?
Oh boy.
I was singing so much praise to
disabled.
Corbin, and then he goes to Herman Marquez and snipes me.
Here.
He got me too.
Try now.
Yeah. It's been at least 2 or 3 times that Corbin has literally grabbed the player I would have instant picked.
Yeah, like you guys talked about, I think like Herman Marquez, I just love like all the skills. It's just the course field, But
Yeah, he's gonna get traded.
That's what I'm hoping for like the Arenado trade where it's just like they give away money and they trade away Herman Marquez at the same time.
All right, Yancey, you should try now.
All right, give me 1 second.
Crichton.
Is it working?
Yep. You just have to keep refreshing it.
Okay. All right. So we just saw a double pump here of RPs, Stephen Crichton and Taylor Rogers. 2 kind of muddled situations, but do we think that those suss out as being the actual closer? I mean, Crichton was kind of all over the place last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, I thought so, but on the other hand, that closers are so screwy the last couple of years. It's kind of like, what the hell? Take a shot.
Like Shane Green just does it. Or did it.
Yeah, he did do it. And then he didn't. But,
Yeah.
I think Rogers is still going to get more saves than people are thinking,
yeah.
given the situation. You know, you have two lefties coming up in the ninth, and I think, you know, if they're game planning it, I think Rogers is still going to come in. If I'm thinking about this correctly. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that Rogers has been pushed down a lot given the talk about, you know, just open closer role, but I like it at this point. I mean, I think we're going to start seeing, you know, we can draft guys with 25 stolen bases or 15 stolen bases. And I think now we're starting to get to the point where we can draft guys with 30 saves or 15 saves, you know?
Yeah.
Shooting, it's my turn and I have no idea who I'm going to pick. Wow,
feel
nobody in the
that-
queue either. Oh.
Felt that way about 5 seconds ago. I took Brian Anderson.
Oh no.
Oh, nobody at the top of my queue is any good, or my list. This sucks.
That's a problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's generally not great. Take
So,
Wander Franco. Sorry.
Like, guys, of everybody that's in here, who all, just a show of hands or say aye, who all here is actually in TGFBI?
I am.
That's one.
I am.
Yep, I'm in.
Me too.
Two.
Who's not?
I'm not. I'm in therapist.
I'm in
Are Justin, it's not funny, bro. Oh.
Oh.
Justin, what's the status on the satellite leagues? What exactly is the qualifications to get into the satellite leagues? They're closed now, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm not accepting anybody at the moment for satellite leagues, but satellite leagues they're open to anybody. All you have to do is sign up, and then I send you a little, you know, information sheet on how to donate, because I ask everybody who's going to be a satellite to donate any amount. So no joke, someone donated 8 cents, and I put them into a satellite.
Oh man.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Right.
What?
So do you want me to bump that up for you a little bit?
Yeah. So
name names. Come on.
yeah, if I remembered who it was off the top of my head, I would. But you know,
Oh,
so
man.
far through the satellite leagues alone, we raised over $2,200 for charity.
Wow.
Oh yeah, dude.
And last year, between satellite leagues and just TGFBI participants, we raised $2,600. So, and I know like somebody in TGFBI donated 500. So like we're already over.
That was for the person that donated 8 cents.
Yeah, a little bit of compensation right there, right? So I mean, my hope is that we're gonna donate, you know, $3,500 or something close to that to charity through just people participating in TGFBI and the satellites, you know, and that doesn't include Potapalooza, which I'm hoping, you know, last year raised $6,000, hoping, you know, we can get close to that this year again. It's just, you know, cool to, you know, turn these leagues and stuff into something that does some good.
I know you're going to talk about this a ton on Potapalooza, but do you want to go ahead and just so that this is out there, do you want to talk about the charity that you guys decided on?
For Potapalooza, I haven't decided on the charity yet. I'm actually going to be doing that here in a few minutes, kind of going through the recommendations, looking into some of them. I'm thinking I'm going to do something with mental health. You know, I think a lot of
That was so strange.
Last year we raised money for Meals on Wheels, which I thought at the beginning of pandemic was, you know, there were people who weren't able to eat, and while there still are people who aren't able to eat, I think one of the things that gets overlooked during the pandemic is, you know, people are struggling with their mental health. You know, they're isolated, they're not able to get to, you know, services that are available, and some services are shut down because of the pandemic. So you know, I haven't picked the exact charity yet, but it'll have something to do with mental health, I think, this year.
That's awesome.
That's a
I mean,
good one.
I do know, like, mental health like outreach and those types of programs, like they always feel like the first ones that get cut anytime any type of municipality ever has any types of, budgetary issues, which is kind of unfortunate. And like in Florida for months and months and months, like you couldn't even go to the courtyard. You couldn't even, the courthouse downtown. You couldn't get something notarized. You couldn't, like basically like the most primitive, like basic functions of society all stop. So if that is being affected, you can only imagine what, these types of services are. Like it's brutal, but I mean, some of that stuff's starting to come back, obviously, but like, it's gonna be years before we see funding for all these programs like reaching what they were pre-pandemic, sadly.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a difficult, even right now. Like, I mean, I know Michael, is like me and works in the mental health field, and I do work via like Zoom like this. I sit down with a client and imagine like trying to help someone get through an addiction or through mental health issues, and you can't even like be in the same room as them. It's a real challenge right now, even for the people who can get services. And like you said, a lot of people can't right now. And so anything we can do to kind of help the quality of life for people, I think is a good thing.
I'm about to feel like George Bush whenever he was answering questions about 9/11, and he's like, "Now watch me hit this golf ball." But let's.
That's the second 9/11 reference that's been. I feel like you're over your limit.
You just gotta be like, and Castellanos takes it deep.
Yeah.
One for each tower.
Wait. No segues for a second. I just want to say, Justin, the satellites are awesome. I played them twice, and that's why I'm in TGFBI this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did not give 8 cents, gave real donations, and I think I'll do it again this year, even though I'm in the main. And also, as a clinical psychologist, really appreciate you shouting out and fundraising for mental health.
Ooh,
Agreed.
You sound like a future podcast guest, Aaron.
Right?
He is. Aaron's a shit.
I like it.
He's
Nice
obviously
voice,
good.
too.
He won a satellite league. So, what league are you in TGFBI this year, Aaron?
Ooh, I don't know if I remember the league number, but I know that Jeff Zimmerman and DVR are kind of the two heavyweights in there who I want to take down. So
DVR won my TGFBI league last year, so he is no joke. He beat me and Scott Jenstead. So it's not easy competition. We got
DVR doesn't get enough love.
Yeah, DVR is
Everyone-
great.
Everyone thinks he's just a pretty voice, but the analysis is there. Yeah,
He's a little more than that.
Yeah,
And he's also nice too. It's like so disgusting.
Yeah, no, he's way too nice of a person.
Yeah, I hate him.
what a jerk.
Yeah, I told him because he was nominated for the podcast of the year for both of his podcasts. I was like, if you win, you've got to thank the competition and just like go on a little speech of thanking yourself. And DVR was such a great competitor, and really this should be for you. And but he's too humble to do something like that. Not me. I totally would have done that.
Yo, that tone, fuck. Oh my god.
He was great at the inauguration for Biden. Did you hear him on the intercom he was amazing. I put him right up there with the gal that wrote the poem. It was very powerful.
Oh yeah.
So
Hey, Justin.
we are. Go ahead, GT. You're good.
Say, Justin, while I have you here, I never got a response, but something to the effect of all of these RF league participants, 75 total, pitching in a little bit, paying for overall, championship belt or something, and the leftover proceeds, the champion chooses the charity to donate to. Is that something that you think we could get behind?
I mean, I'd be behind it. I'll throw it out to participants in BARF, and each individual league can throw, I'm sure people would be more than willing to donate, $5, $10, $20, whatever. Right now, this is just like every fan in the CNS will tell you, this is like the busiest time of year right now. So I just honestly kind of spaced on it. But I think it's a great idea, to have a little bit, have like some sort of belt or something like that I can hold while you guys just admire my championship victory. And then, obviously donating to a charity of my choosing would be fantastic. I like how I silenced everybody with that.
I want to hear Bloomfield talk about his pitching staff. I know he's with the baby, but I want to hear it.
I really hate how good you guys all are at this.
Orman, dang it. Nice pick.
I'm interested to see how the Barf League goes this year, because this will be the first time where we're not all together, which means there's a chance that some of the people will be drafting the Barf League for the first time sober. I mean, not a good chance, but
allegedly, yeah. Who knows? Actually,
there's about 4 or 5 participants. They're usually drunk, like piss drunk by the time we get through the last round. It also takes 6 hours to draft.
That's a great follow-up to you just saying that you were going to wipe the floor with us. Drafting a bunch of people who are literally on the floor by the 15th round.
How do you think I'm a champion of the Barf League? I don't drink, so it's more about just keeping my mind together, because I know half the league is going to be hammered by the end of the draft.
Who won it this last year? Was it you, Justin?
Matty Davis.
That's right.
Sammy
had won it back to back, didn't he? And he won football too.
Sammy won. Let's see. I don't remember. I think Greg Smith won football this year, but Sammy won both the baseball and the football league in 2019. I won the baseball league in 2018, and almost won the football league. I lost on Monday Night Football to Sammy. The first year we did the football version of the Barf Draft, so that was pretty brutal, because I should have been the first person to sweep both sports, but Sammy Reed is a little bit pesky.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're coming up just about halfway, I think. I want to recap this just in case anybody, for some reason, is still sticking around the YouTube videos. So this is called the WERF. It is an acronym for, I already forgot what the acronym means. What is it again?
Western Expanse.
Western Expanse Rotisserie.
Yeah.
What, fantasy?
Yeah.
Friends? Okay. So this is the WERF League. This is a 5x5 league, and they have replaced batting average with on-base percentage, and they have replaced wins with quality starts. I mean, personally, I don't think going 6 innings and allowing 3 earned runs for a 4 or 5 ERA is super commendable, but it is better than wins. Someday we'll do better.
We won't.
But regardless of that,
yeah.
This is different from your typical 5x5, just because there was a point here that I forgot to say. Oh, it's not 2 catchers; it's 1 catcher with 2 utilities. They do have a corner and a nice slot. Other than that, 15 teams. Did we speak on how we started? Was there some sort of drawing for this?
We did.
Anyone
We did a KDS, I believe.
Yes, we did.
You guys did do a KDS.
Yep.
Okay. Patrick is currently flexing on us by showing his view. Not cool.
Oh, don't mind me, you guys. Sorry. It's
Not bad.
not bad at all.
Patrick, where are you located?
I'm in Shenzhen, China.
So you guys really Western Expanse this one.
I tip my hat to that.
It's a very expansive west.
We went so far west, we went east.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you guys going to just meet halfway in Guam next year?
Aganya, Guam. Yes, that's next. Yeah.
If Alex Chamberlain wasn't slammed when I was trying to bug him to join the league, we might have been able to stay with him for a draft. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, just get him in next year. It took me a year, or it took me until the second year to get certain people in. So, sometimes it takes a little bit of bugging. Like I think it took me 2 years to get him in. I was working with him at the time.
Mikey, do you have any hookups in the Philippines for a draft spot?
Oh man, I don't think you want to draft in the Philippines, man.
No, I don't
Are you
think so
saying
either.
are you saying the Wi-Fi isn't very good, or what?
That and Duterte might murder you, especially if you dabble with the the narcotics.
Also, if you go to Manila, you won't move. It takes like the traffic there is the worst traffic I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's really, 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 really bad.
It's the murdering part that I think I'd have the biggest objection to.
Not the traffic. You think it's the murder?
You need to see the traffic first, Justin.
Yeah, you see that traffic.
It's not good.
It's like, oh, you took Sonny Gray in the 5th round, death.
But if you can get to Baguio, you got it made.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'll check back in with you later.
All right, Justin. See you, man.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Thanks, Justin.
All right, I want a count of how many beers deep everyone is.
I'm still working on my first.
I'm only
Only
I just
two
poured
so
my
far.
second.
Working on my third.
Working on 2.
I don't have time.
Oh,
to
shoot, it's
drink.
my turn.
Draft is going thick and fast.
I'm
Hey,
at a
guys,
great
slow
pace.
down.
Great pace. 40 ounces in. I got another one coming. We're halfway through the draft.
Wait, so who is saying I shouldn't take Kelnick right now?
Everybody.
Yeah, everyone.
Oh, okay.
How much do you value your bench spots?
Well, there's a lot of them, right? Isn't that,
You got the Prospect Live insight there, man. So,
dude, I don't know what I'm doing right now.
We've reached that part of the draft.
my
I
God.
like it.
Speaking of prospect, when I just got the email that we need to make a pick, but I think that our timer stops in 8 minutes overnight. So
You mean you're ready to pick your 2000th overall player?
Yeah.
I feel okay about it. I don't know if we would shift to prospect stuff, but Sean and I are co-managing a league that we joined last year that, I don't know, right? Smata, you put it all together with your crew?
Yeah, the Dynasty Best Ball stuff. Everyone needs to join now. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, what is it? We go, depending on 20 team or 30 team, we go, what, 1,500 deep?
Mark.
Keiko. Oh, man.
Oh, that was a good pick.
2 picks away. Damn it.
Fucking Sean.
Yeah. Having our off-season drafts right now, which is like the free agents that are left over after 1,500 picks from last year, and it's slim pickings. I think I've gotten Plawecki in 3 different leagues.
Slim
I felt
Pickens
pretty
is
good
being
about it.
generous.
Sean and I co-own a team, the $50 league, the first year, League 9 we're in.
Nice.
And yeah, it's our turn to pick. Should we do that live?
Oh,
It'll be way more boring than this.
Multiple.
The names will just
Corbin.
like bore you to death.
It was just list
Corbin, we need to call on a team.
Nice pick.
My
I'm glad-
namesake.
Yeah.
You made
I'm
it
glad
to
you
me.
got him.
is this
Man.
the TDBC thing or whatever?
Had to be done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean to do one of those. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
the
doing
name
this
matches the picture. Wait a
30
minute,
team
what's going
league.
Props to Smanda for drafting Fletcher. Just
Oh
love
yeah,
Fletcher.
I was
That's all gotta
looking
say.
at that. Yeah.
I wish he hit more home runs. That'd be cool.
I don't think
who,
Fletcher's
Fletcher?
actually that good.
His ISO is like under 100, Yancey.
Yeah, somebody jumped on Kalelnik.
I said I wish he hit more home runs.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't hit any. Anyways, makes sense.
I wish he was a
that
baller.
Chris
I
took
wish he had a
Kelnick.
rabbit in a hat.
Chris
Back
is
that
a
up.
Mariners fan, yeah? I'm just going to assume he is.
Chris is a Kraken fan.
It's a good fan to be.
Yeah.
Raise a hand, season ticket holders.
Oh shit.
Oh, one and
one.
Nemo.
Check
OBP
this
God.
shit out, guys.
How did Nimmo just make it till they're in an OBP league? That's fucked up.
I don't know. Y'all are fucking sloughing.
Just keep swimming.
But
Just
the
keep swimming.
Pilar signing is not great for him. But
Shut your mouth.
There might be a platoon. Might be a platoon. We'll see.
no, I like Nemo. He's very high in my queue. But
Yeah, I debated him too, but I needed a shortstop, so pivoted.
You have it. Oh, fuck my life. All right. I'm so used to 12 teamers. This is throwing me for a loop.
I'm used to. I barely play in any redraft, so I always come with like a dynasty mindset.
Yeah, I just tried to pick.
What
So
does
that's the thing.
Bloomfield know about Mania that I don't know?
This one's for Yancey.
What?
This pick's for Yancey.
No, nice.
Yarborough in a quality starts league is interesting.
I'm gonna fuck.
You're
I'm
gonna
fuck. Yeah.
I am gonna fuck. And
This
this draft just got
a
way
lot
more interesting.
What's your afternoon plans?
As long as nobody mutes the Zoom or turns off the video.
I just, man.
I was hoping for Amir to last a lot longer than that.
That is title your sex tape. All right, I'm going Crone.
CJ.
Patrick, come on, man. God, it's night over here. I got this view though, so it's all good.
Oh no, dude, it's terrible. It's terrible here. Look at that.
Yeah. I like the ground level ozone. That's pretty good.
Yo, Bloomfield, let's hear about. I want to hear about your how you feel about your starting pitching, or your pitching, really.
Yeah, so I'm trying something new. I've not done this before. I'm basically, I guess I can say now, punting strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean,
Interesting.
So I just wanted to see how it would work.
I
So
mean,
basically,
not-
go hitters early,
honestly, not necessarily.
and then take a bunch of ratio guys.
I'm just punting.
You're four. Yeah.
Price just walked. Huh. Bummer.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's an experiment. We'll see how it works. I don't know how much. I really wanted Hendricks in the fifth to be like he's like the prototypical.
Yeah.
You're gonna like punt strikeouts and do ratios. I mean, that's the guy you want, but
yeah,
that didn't work out.
I have a theory about Kyle Hendricks.
Okay.
Lay it on us.
What's that?
Just draft Ryan Yarbrough. They're the same player.
There's a lot of these guys. I mean, I wanted Marco too, but I figured Marco in this league would go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the difference is Hendricks will get you the quality starts.
Yeah, I don't know if Yarborough. I mean, yes, you'll know, but like I don't know if he'll go six that often. I mean, he does every now and then, but we'll see.
All right, we're just fucking drafting players we like now.
They let Yarbrough go more than anybody.
Wow.
Candyman wins.
I just
love the Candyman.
God damn it.
I just don't want to deal with Ohtani, honestly. Like the day.
Yeah.
I'm just honestly, I think
No, so my bet is that he's not gonna pitch as much as
Yeah.
So.
That's the kind of the hearings I kept hearing from like DVR and
Yeah.
other guys was like, yeah, they're gonna bag that pretty quick.
what is he? Is he 2-way in this league?
I hope so.
I don't know. It would have been good.
Oh, Corbin, I'm
should
going
be able to
to reach
swing
through the
both ways in
computer
this
and
league.
strangle you.
Gosh, dude.
Corbin's
This guy
team is nuts.
Driving me absolutely mental. Every single top of the queue guy I have is gone in the pick right before mine.
Yo,
I mean,
I don't know if Mark's joking either.
yo,
Oh,
So yeah, I just got done with this draft. It's called the relegation league, and it's like, where like there's some writers and stuff, and it's like, but then there's all these other people, and like if you finish in the bottom 3 of the top 15, like you get booted down a level, like to AAA, AA, or whatever.
I love
That's
that.
cool.
And so I'm like, in that draft, I'm just like extra safe. I'm like tired of waiting to see if I'm gonna get my guy. It's just like I'm just gonna take them when I want them.
Yeah. I mean,
But,
yeah. Get your guys.
Do you guys play in any like freaky format leagues? Not freaky, but you know, what I mean, different types of things. I just did the blind draft with a pitch list where like the analysts are all in one room, and
Are you allowed to say
it was
that?
like a
Yeah.
Make-A-Wish Foundation joke. He already did his presentation. Shut up, Mikey.
Fuck if I know, dude. I don't. What's picture list?
But long story short, like
Well said, Mikey.
there's two Zoom chats. There's two Zoom chats, and you're not allowed to talk to each other. You don't even know who your partner is, and you alternate making picks. And
there he goes.
And away we go.
It sounds darky. It is darky, but it was actually like super, super fun.
No, it's the best.
Yeah, I did
Don't
it
laugh
last
at
year.
me.
It was really fun. Are you going to play the season out?
I think it's best ball.
Oh, it's best ball.
I think I honestly I'm not even sure. I just kind of showed up. And
I wanna dabble in some best ball. I'm not in any best ball leagues. I've never done one, but I feel like I'd be decent at it.
Yeah, I want to try best ball too. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
They're really fun.
Good contrast to having to be on top of everything all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how I finished in Rasball last year. I honestly don't know if I checked.
How many drafts is
Wrestling.
everyone in right now? How many drafts do you have going on right now? That's what I'm curious about.
3.
One.
I played
Just
the
this
fifth.
one.
Just this one, but I start like 3 next week. So
Yeah.
This is number 8 for me right now.
Ooh, Tristan McKenzie,
Oh
I
my
like
God.
it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I
God
thought
damn
about
it.
McKenzie.
I figure if I end up liking fantasy baseball and I do okay in TGFBI, I might go into some best ball stuff since I
Here
won't
we
have to do
go.
a lot of in-season stuff.
Yeah,
I'm a terrible in-season manager, so I try to draft like that. Like I'm not taking Otani or people like that, or players that are only playing 90 games, Sale, whatever. Sorry, Yancey's undrafted, but whatever. What are you gonna
Danielle, Justin said that you doing TGFBI was a one-off thing. Like, did he make the decision for you? Like, it's a one and done, or what if you like it and you want to do it next year? Are you going to do it?
If I like it, and depending on how much time it takes me. The hope is that with Justin not having school anymore and with things being different around the house in that, his job now doesn't take him away at night. The hope is that I now will have time to get into what I want to do, which is really diving into my blog a lot more, talking about grief, talking about mental health, just the things that I'm really passionate about. So we'll see how much time fantasy baseball, takes away from me being able to do that. That'll determine
Danielle,
if I play again.
I have a question for you. Have you heard of "It's Okay That You're Not Okay" by Megan Devine? I don't know. I don't care that much either. But have you heard of that book?
No, I haven't. I mean, I've heard the phrase, of course.
Right.
It's
Oh, there goes
okay
Sale.
to not be okay. As a matter of fact, sorry guys if this goes too far the other way, but after we lost our son, I had a friend who would often text me during the day and say, "You okay?" And okay, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And stuff. And so I like that phrase.
Yeah, so it's a book just about a woman who I believe sorry that this just got kind of heavy, but it's about a woman who her husband passed away like pretty tragically because she's pretty young.
As Dustin May gets taken in the 17th round.
but it's super good. Like it's changed the way that I think about and the way that I talk about grief, because just in general, I think we offer a lot of platitudes to people that just don't mean shit and actually are just really offensive. Like, oh, they're in a better place now, or like they wouldn't want you to be sad. And it's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no kidding.
So there's basically like a checklist, like in it, like a TLDR kind of thing, where it's like, this is how you should talk about death, and this is how you shouldn't talk about death. And grief doesn't have to only be about death.
Sure.
You can grieve. I don't know. Your ex-girlfriend sucking. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I think that our country, we talk about death really stupidly, sex really stupidly. So it's one of those books that I think everyone would benefit from reading.
Awesome. I will check it out. Yeah, I agree. We're
What's it called again?
Talking about.
It's Okay That You're Not Okay.
The last good book I read like that was Permission to Feel, which is I think it would be good. It's a good read for anyone. It's similar to that vein of like, it's okay to not be okay kind of thing.
Mark Brackett?
Yeah, I think so. But it's more focused on education, and that's the field I'm in. But it talks about, teachers and students and the importance of social emotional learning. And I don't know. We're throwing out mental health books. I'd like to throw that one out.
No, yeah,
we don't really good.
We don't talk about it enough.
Nope.
And you can talk to Yancey. Yancey was basically just my grief counselor for about a year. So you should have him on the
all
show.
of our grief counselors.
Yes. Does he have
I'm not skilled at it, but like I've gone through things, and I just hate whenever people have like throwaway lines whenever somebody posts on Twitter like, hey, like I lost a parent today or something, and everybody's like, so sorry for your loss, and they're like, well, I did my job. I it's like I'd rather not say anything.
The word sorry is really weird when talking about grief. It's like, what are you sorry for?
Yeah.
It's hard
really
because
odd.
it's something that so people are so often, that's what they hear, and so that's what they repeat back.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know of what else to say.
Yeah.
For me, when we went through, things, a lot of people just avoided me because they didn't know what to say. And so afterwards they were like, I'm so sorry. I just didn't know what to say, and I didn't want to make you more upset. And it's like, listen, you're not going to make me more upset. This is absolutely the worst thing I've ever been through.
It's like, actually that sucked more not seeing you.
Yeah.
So the question is, what's better, platitudes or avoidance?
Yeah, you know what? I would rather go with platitudes.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it sucks when you hear that stuff. I know it's doesn't touch what really could be said, but at the same time, at least it's something.
Yeah. I struggle with what to say.
Yeah, I think I would take platitudes too, because I think the most important thing that you can do when someone is grieving is, and really maybe the only thing you can do, is to make them not feel alone.
Yeah. I told my friends they could have just come over to the house and sat with me and didn't have to say anything, would just let me sit there and be, what I was doing, and that would have meant the world.
That's talked about in the book. There's like a metaphor in the book about like how when like elephants are wounded, like they gather around each other, and it's like, first that can just be like literally you're just in the room like 20 feet away.
Mikey, we're talking about people, bro. Come on.
One of my favorite movies is What Dreams May Come, with Robin Williams.
Yeah, that's great.
And there's the point where he finally finds his wife, and rather than try and fix her or take her out of where she is, he sits down and joins her, and that's what makes the difference.
Yeah.
And that was always a significant part for me.
I dig that.
As a random
spoiler alert.
Crap.
What's that, Justin?
I said spoiler alert.
Yeah, if people haven't seen that movie by now, sorry.
It's a 30-year-old movie.
Shit. All right, I'm gonna do this.
Danny, this picture that you have up is so adorable.
That's my granddaughter.
Oh my God, she's a cutie.
Pretty cute.
Yeah.
If you need a babysitter, she's probably pretty far, but
just Corvallis, Mikey. You can make it in 5 hours, no problem.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll train it. Do some homework.
And then there's this. There's this. You can't babysit this. That's
Are you talking about you or the beard, Danny?
both.
Not with that attitude.
No, with that attitude. Oh, very good. And who took Brandon Belt?
God damn it. But no one wants to look at those. So.
I'm sorry, everyone. I took Brandon
Belt. Nobody.
Yes, Brandon Belt. Hold on.
You're welcome. Oh, there we go.
What was the latest news that I saw on his injury? He has like a heel injury or something. Is he going to be ready for opening day?
Yeah, pull that out. Injury. Yeah.
He got surgery right after the season was over. I don't know what. It was bone spurs in his heel.
Oh, cool.
So he's got a Donald Trump injury.
Is Brandon Belt ever not injured or what?
Yeah, but usually they're like freak, like baseball to the nuts kind of things.
Stop bringing up Mitch Haniger, man.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Oh, poor Mitch Haniger.
Oh man, yeah.
He had a child, so congrats to him.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Well, we know they're
really.
We know they're functional.
Or will be.
They're functional.
I was gonna say, is that like a Miracles of Science story, or did he actually like have children?
I honestly don't know, but it reminded me of my own story when announced to my John's laughing. We announced to my dad and my wife's parents that we were pregnant with our first. Yay, congrats. It was Father's Day. And then we barbecued. And then my dad just casually, while we're eating a hamburger, he's just like, I'm really glad you could have kids. It was 50-50 chance is what the doctor told me. And I was like, excuse me? Like, it was like 26 at the time.
You're telling me now?
Yeah. He was like, oh, yeah, I remember you were like 4 months old and you had the double hernia surgery. I was like, yeah, that really takes me back. And he's like, doctor, did we best we could, but 50-50 chance. And I was like, you're telling me this now? He's like, well, look at you. Pat on the back, you were on the side of the 50% to have a kid.
When you think about it though, like he actually kind of did you a favor, because who knows what your life, like what path you would have taken, how different it would have looked. You would have, maybe you're reacting with people differently, or you divulged something to your partner, ahead of time. And, she was like, well, I don't know if I want to, even go in on a 50-50 shot. Like I want to have a family. Like your life could have been completely different had he, divulged that to you.
Serendipity. On the bright side, Yancey.
My dad's just a 50-50 guy, just like, he's a big basketball player. He played at Whitworth and just like, hey, shoot the shot, 50-50 chance.
Fuck. Why does this happen every pick?
I will say, guys, just some general observations about Fantrax versus NFBC. Some of these players, man, there is a gigantic chasm between where they're going on NFBC versus here. Like a Christian Javier, for instance, he's going much, much earlier on NFBC. And I know a lot of that's like echo chamber, where like, he went early in a couple of drafts to start the draft season, and then everybody just keeps kind of like compounding that same decision because they see him in the draft queue and they just take him. But like he's a perfect example. Like even like Mark Melanson, like he's going in the 17th round here. Like he is the closer, So there's it's wild. Like there is a leg up. Like if you can really familiarize yourself with the different ADPs, if you're jumping between multiple sites, because like there's just so many different disparities in some of these players.
Yeah, I think Fantrax is a lot of dynasty related stuff, so I'm guessing that's like where some of the ADP and some of the stuff is like bumped up on what we're looking at. So that's what I would imagine.
Wait, Yancey, did you just say my Melanson pick was awesome? Is that what you just
I did say it was awesome. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I did.
Let's go with that.
Cheers.
I like Tommy Listell a lot too, by the way. I hate the park, but
I was gonna say I'm kind of did he play? Who was it that played for the Angels that really benefited from them lowering their right?
It was him and Calhoun. Him and Cole Calhoun.
And then he goes to San Francisco. It's not as great. Like Belt's been suffering for years.
No.
Okay, now's the time. Corbin's gonna take my guy.
Get some leadoff hitters.
Oh,
Here he goes.
Danielle.
Get ready for it.
Yeah.
One thing I did forget
I did have Kane queued up, but I'm gonna go with a prospect love of mine right here.
It might sound lame or weird, but
you're off the hook this time.
When Facebook introduced the little care like emoji thing instead of like or love, I appreciated that. I struggle with personal experience going through things, but also trying to relate and empathize, and I struggle communicating that because some regards I've gone through certain things that other people haven't, but at the same time not to say that, oh, this is what I did or this is what I'm familiar with, so give them advice or but I think just being there for them and just trying to kind of surround them kind of with that kind of hug, if you will.
Yeah, no. And, I'll tell you, even with all the experiences that I've had, I still struggle with, and probably this is more my anxiety than anything, of what to say to somebody. And is this enough? Am I, coming across with what I'm feeling in the words that I'm giving. And so, it can be a struggle for anybody, and just doing something, even if it's just the little care button on Facebook sometimes, if that's the most you can do. And I once told somebody that, for me, sometimes it's a little much. Maybe what they're going through triggers stuff of my own. And so sometimes I'll do the best that I can without drowning myself. So.
Yeah.
All right. Just because I have you guys here, I brought this up when we were recording the podcast today. I was joking around that, and this might work for you guys if you eventually all get together, that, instead of doing KDS or any of the other random stuff, doing a white elephant pick. So somebody's name gets pulled out of a hat. They've got the first pick. They can, whichever pick they want. And then the second person who gets pulled out of a hat can either pick where they want to go, or they get the first person's pick. So Justin's talking about doing that for Barf, just for fun, just to fuck things up a bit.
That'd be good.
I love the idea of a relegation draft for TGFBI. Where like you whack off, like I don't know if you guys have seen this, like on the historical standings, like
every time they whack people off.
Who's whacking off now?
Why did I what did I say last night?
You said whack off.
You said whack off.
Yeah, I said it during poker last night too. And I thought it was funny. This is just, I'm sorry, this is standard etiquette.
It's midnight Eastern. You're fine.
In Florida, it's just common to tell people you're going to whack them off.
I know.
We call
colloquialism.
We literally call like weed eaters like weed whackers and shit. Yeah. That's how we talk down here.
Yancy, don't let them talk to you like this. I got you.
Do I have muting privileges, Justin?
Don't make me take him away from you.
Nick Pollock does that stuff to us all the time. Like we're only allowed to say swear.
Oh, there goes Yancy.
Words during certain hours in the Discord chat, even though it's a private chat. Like, okay, he's just curtailed. Unbelievable.
Nick Pollock is an extremely bad boy.
Tell us more.
Sorry. I keep losing internet, guys. That's why I just stopped talking.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Wow.
The Mariners homers are coming out now.
Yeah.
Evan.
Mariners after dark.
Who's taking their shirt off first for this draft?
Not me.
Alex Chamberlain didn't join, so.
Yeah.
Branchy.
I'm not scared.
Shit, I better get some players in my queue.
I'm secretly asking that because it's terribly hot over here. I was thinking about taking my shirt off.
Go for it. Do it.
How hot is it?
It's not that hot, but I was out in the sun. I don't know, maybe 70 something, maybe 80.
I mean, like you're talking to somebody that's like never even seen snow, so like it's very relative to me.
Wait, like actually?
Yeah, I've never seen snow before. I hear it's great though.
I can go outside and get you some right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, being in the Cascades at the moment, it's 2 feet high outside the door.
It's 73 here, so it's not bad. Perfect.
Well, that's beautiful.
Ooh, there goes Vaughn.
73.
I like
It's at degree C. Come on, let's go.
73 is like we're cranking down the AC. That's like as cold as it ever gets in my house.
Yeah, it's like this is the perfect temperature. I was just like out in the sun with my bald head, but it's not really oppressive. The heat doesn't get oppressive here until about April.
Yeah.
May.
Yo, does Roberto Osuna not have a team? That's pretty tight.
Damn it, Corbin.
God damn.
Fuck off.
Come on. Colton Wong? Jesus.
Wow.
That's
a hellacious.
Son of a bitch. I was hoping he would last.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about him.
Well, you can kind of count on me taking up the whole minute now. So.
Well, he's doing to you what he's been doing to me on the other way.
Yeah.
The other way.
Corbin's kind of good at this, guys.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Yeah,
Just
I hate
killing it.
I hate it.
Just like his leg days.
Yeah, no, I've been planning steals
All
a little
right.
bit, so I had to grab Colton Wong.
We're just gonna. I can't believe I'm taking this player, but fuck it.
Wow. Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, he's in that same bucket for me with
Yeah.
Colton Wong. So yeah.
I think Colton Wong can come into a little bit though. If Nick Madrigal hits 5 home runs, I'll be super surprised.
Again, it's because I feel pretty covered on the power that I could take a guy who's gonna be in single digits.
You don't have to answer to me, John. You do your thing, bro.
I'm answering to the many listeners we have.
Oh yeah.
Now, do any of you guys have a player that you will just absolutely avoid no matter what because you don't like him?
Trevor Bauer.
Oh, yeah, lots of them.
Hey, fuck you, man.
Trevor Bauer's an
Called
easy
integrity,
one.
Mikey. Integrity.
Yeah, well, I have none of that. What's that?
I mean, how much
Roberto
integrity can you have?
Osuna.
You can have no heroes in baseball. You just can't. They all
Yeah.
suck.
They all suck, and either you know about them sucking or you don't.
We know
They
this.
don't all suck.
Shane Bieber's a what's his name? Ben Shapiro guy. So
Yeah. Oh, you ruined my. I mean,
fuck it,
I found
man.
myself watching Bieber highlights and then just like rooting against him now entirely.
Yeah, it sucks ass. I will say that. It is extreme, but oh man.
I try to keep it even keel. I don't go to any extreme.
Yeah.
There's probably definitely people I'll fade hard. But other than and there's times where I'm like, it's my pick. My pick. There's 3 seconds left. I've narrowed it down to 2 in my head. Who do I want to root for? Like at that point, it's fantasy baseball. I want to have fun. I want to have someone on my team I can root for, whether it's my hometown, team, or just a player that I like or identify with.
I have a lot of bitterness towards, I always call him Melicon, but Melanson. I think Melicon makes it sound like he's, some sort of transformer. So,
Yeah.
which, he seemed to have transformed from somebody good to somebody fucking shitty when he was on our team. So,
Yeah, eat shit, Mark Melanson.
sorry, John.
That's okay.
I'm dying out here. 15 team, man.
We're not even to the 20th round. Holy shit.
Yeah, we're 2/3 of the way through.
Are we gonna take a pee break?
What's
I can definitely pause. I was thinking about that.
Asking for a friend with a very old.
That's the benefit of being on the wheel.
I'm not afraid of
really, I've already gone twice.
Yeah. My bathroom's just down the street. That's no big deal.
I
We're
could
taking-
definitely give us a 5-minute reprieve at the end of the 20th round here.
Okay.
Cool.
We can recap, and if Yancey wants to go through any lineups and pick everyone's brains, or even Danielle right now, if you want to look at different lineups, random questions about why does your team look like this?
Patrick, you son of a bitch.
Kikuchi. Yeah, well, I don't think he's going to do that well this year.
I'm into him.
I like him.
Well, that pick sucks.
I'm just worried about. Are they really going to try the 6-man rotation thing? That's the only thing that worries.
Yeah,
No.
but I mean,
See how long it lasts.
yeah, it won't take too much for that to fall apart.
No.
But the Mariners do have depth.
Isn't that the
I mean,
Mariners' motto for like the last?
Yes. When in doubt, give up quick.
My pitching staff, because I didn't draft any pitchers early on, is like just high risk at this point. Almost every pitcher I have is like.
Oh
high
shit!
risk
Am I on the
level.
clock? Why'd no one tell me?
You are. You got
You have
11
all of 10 seconds left.
That's all right. I'll take my boy.
Yeah, no, I think Kikuchi's in for a decent. Oh, I was just
Turnbull.
gonna say Spencer
Turnbull.
Turnbull is in that bucket too. Damn it.
DVR will like to talk to you about that one.
That's a Nino guy right there.
Yeah, he is.
Mikey Ahedo guy.
Well, now that we're almost 2/3 of the way through, is anybody feeling like the wheels have completely come off of their plan going in?
Round pick 2 was when
I mean, I don't know about my plan, but my team, like the feel is different than I had anticipated. Like I've had to take pictures. I've had to like fall back and take a picture way too many times now, like 3 times.
Is anybody feeling like? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I like my offense, but my pitching, I'm.
John, hit me up after the draft.
Well, and that's part of this league
That's true.
too,
We can
Danielle,
trade.
is we can make trades.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So it makes it a little bit easier if you're short on something, you can get it.
Takes a little bit of the pressure off.
Yeah,
You
the
can't-
TGFBI is not like that, so it's going to be.
You can't think about it for 2 hours.
We're all going to channel Ian Khan. Is that what we're going to do?
It's weird. Like I've gotten sniped probably like 3 or 4 times, and like just psychologically that like I feel like my draft sucks just because like I got sniped and I don't, I panic and take the wrong, take someone who didn't I want to take. So
My draft strategy is actually to just keep saying that I got sniped, and when I do poorly, I have something to fall back on. No, I'm not bad. I just got sniped 5 times.
New
My friend-
nickname for Corbin.
Yeah.
Mikey, I was considering the complete inverse. Like, listen to everyone's podcast, learn who they like, take them all around early. Then, if my team sucks, blame all of you for having terrible analysis.
Yep.
I like that a lot.
Well, it's because where we are at BP is we are finishing up the positional previews and we haven't gotten to pitching yet. So like I feel pretty good about my knowledge of the positional pool, but pitchers, I'm just like, oh shit.
There it goes again.
Yo, John, bring us back.
Yes.
Bring me and Nancy back.
McElroy is seriously gonna kill.
Okay.
Corbin.
We'll talk about some pitching.
Can I turn my video off or something? Or?
This draft, no, you've just been killing it, man. This is even, well, my team would look a lot like your team if things would be different.
Corbin, every day is leg day, sniper, young.
It was leg day today, actually. Yeah.
Because it's every day. That ends with Y.
Yeah, I'll say this, Corbin. The one pick looking through your entire team that I have not drafted at least multiple times is the Bobby Dahlbeck pick, which I understand is just like you only had, well, I guess you had 2 first basemen on the roster, but I don't think he's particularly talented, but you took him in the 18th round. So it's like, whatever, he's going to play,
Yeah, I'm just, he's a pretty big OBP guy, and
that's
got that raw power. So I think, I just took a gamble. I don't usually take a prospecty type guy, but I did.
Some advice. I need some advice. Is Yasiel Puig going to sign?
If you ask Rachel Luba, then yes.
Oh man, that's bad.
Is she watching this? You better watch out.
If she hears that anyone talks shit about Trevor Bauer, then she's definitely going to watch this.
Yeah, right.
You're in trouble now.
Well, then she's been watching since the first round.
Yeah, Mikey's screwed if she's been watching.
Yeah.
Hey, at least Mikey drafted him.
Oh no.
What do you mean?
Oh no.
I'm so upset that who got Justin Turner?
I did.
We're gonna fight.
He's another guy I don't want to draft for any reason whatsoever. So Mike
Really?
Mike wants all the dicks, I guess.
Is it what? Because the COVID thing? I mean, whatever.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I'm in a slow draft on NFBC, and a couple days ago somebody drafted him, and all the chat in the chat box in NFBC, somebody literally just said LOL Captain COVID, and I don't know why every time I see his name now I just think of that and I laugh so hard. It's like so chat.
That's pretty good.
And then you like see the picture of him smiling with a World Series trophy.
That's all it said in the chat, LOL.
You just want to hurt him.
Captain COVID.
So are we actually doing a break here?
Yeah, we'll give. Should we just do it right now since back to back? Or
Danny's up. Yeah.
Danny
Up.
won,
So
and
should
then-
I do something or we're gonna go?
It's a good
I'm gonna go pee. I'll do what you want.
Yeah, same.
You need help?
All right, I'll pause it.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
suspend it.
All right. How long do we got? Couple of minutes?
You give like a full 5 minute.
Okay. I'll be back in time so it doesn't draft DJ again.
I'm showing 9:30 PST.
Third time's a charm.
But can we go back to talking about our feelings, or?
Yeah, sure.
I'm always happy to talk about feelings. Mental health is priority.
Yeah. I will say this. My parents did the best that they could, but you know how like when you get older, you start to realize like certain things about your childhood that were not obvious whenever you were younger. One of the things with my family was like, I didn't realize that like the default always was to suppress your feelings. And in the moment, like looking back, it wasn't obvious, but now I kind of understand why. Like my parents had 4 kids before they were 23. Like they were husband and wife in high school. And so like, it was always pandemonium and just like trying to hold the house together, that like, you had to keep your emotions in check because everybody's just trying to kind of like survive. You know what I mean? Like we struggled like really bad. And so now like I catch myself all the time, like whenever I'll get upset with my wife or something, I'm so used to saying like, why can't you just like be normal, or why can't you just like chill? You know what I mean? And I'm realizing that that's 30 years of being taught that like whenever you get really upset, you're just supposed to like keep that stuff to yourself. But I don't know.
That was always something. Oh,
go ahead, Danielle. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say that's something that we really tried to instill with our daughter. Of, you know, a lot of times when kids start crying, parents will, don't cry. Come on, stop it. Calm down. Don't cry. And we've really tried to be like, it's okay if you're crying. It's okay if you're upset. Let's go somewhere where you can go ahead and feel your feelings and stuff and be in a really comfortable place. And, you know, hopefully that comfortable place is in her bedroom where we don't have to hear her throwing the fit. But nonetheless, we've just really tried to not, you know, tell her to not talk about things or not ask questions or not cry and express herself.
Yeah. I know like I'm close with both of my parents, but like I think back to like some of like the most like, you know, awful moments of my life or my parents' lives, or and like how like my dad handled it. And he's not a mean person, but in those moments of like extreme, like, you know, like losing family members and stuff, his default is always to try to say like, it's almost like he would get mean, but again, it was just it was him trying to like take control of the situation, because I realized like he doesn't have the emotional aptitude to take care of this.
Yeah.
So like, this is his way of kind of like mitigating the damage in his mind. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And it's just so crazy. Like you always think like whenever you're a kid, like, oh, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to be different in every possible way. But like the last couple of years with me and my wife, it's been all about like, I have to start like bringing these things up, and like, she has to like challenge me on these. Otherwise you're literally never going to get better, because you do everything that you're taught. And that's been like the weird part about my 30s is like, we're rehashing stuff that I didn't even know that was an issue, you know what I mean, that I've been carrying since I was like a little kid.
Yeah, after I got home from the hospital after we lost Josiah, my dad, I don't know, maybe it was an hour after we had been home, and my dad was getting ready to take off and head back to his home in South San Francisco. And he was like, okay, well, I'm really sorry, but move on. I was like,
yeah.
I don't believe I will.
Ever.
I'm gonna go ahead and be upset about this for a while, as long as I want to.
Right.
You know, thanks for that shitty advice.
Yeah.
No, but it's, you know, that's the time that he came from. That, you know, people just didn't talk about things. You know, even my dad, when I was growing up, was a drug addict. And I remember talking to my grandmother about it once. And she was like, listen, if you were to tell me, and she starts naming off things like, you know, sleeping all the time and mood swings. And she named off all these things were signs of a drug problem. Then I'd talk to your dad. And I was like, Grandma, read a book, dude. Those are all the top signs of drug addiction right there. But whatever, if you guys want to still ignore it, okay.
Yeah, I remember a couple instances with my dad in particular where I was closer to my great grandmother than I was my grandparents. And this was his grandmother, and she had passed away. And at the time, I was living in Gainesville, which is like 4 hours away from home. And I'm driving down to go to the funeral that day, and my truck broke down. And this is at a time in my life where like I had like no money, and like I couldn't afford a tow truck or anything like that. So I called my dad, and obviously I was sad. Like I was literally like on my way to go to like my great grandmother's funeral, and like he came and picked me up, and I understood like he was really close to her too, and I kind of had like a emotional breakdown the side of the interstate. And my dad in that moment, like I said, he's not a mean person. I'm very close with him, but he was like, he was super uncomfortable. And I could tell that like he did not want to go here with me just because he didn't know how, he didn't have the tools to. So his reaction was to almost be like mean and tell me that it was just your great grandmother. It was my grandmother. So if I'm not crying and she's my grandmother, you shouldn't be crying because it's just your great.
It's a hell of a way to respond.
Yes.
I was like, oh wow, that's okay, and he lost his mother. Sorry, my video keeps lagging, but he lost his mother last. He's not close to her. She did not like me at all. And nobody would speak at her funeral. And I felt really bad about that because, it's still a funeral, you know what I mean? And we're still your family. Sure. And just realizing like in that moment, like even then, like whenever his mother died, like my dad couldn't go there. So me, the one where it was, everybody knew like.
It's an unfortunate time to lose audio.
Damn it. Yeah, it sucks.
Well, yeah, I'll just chime in there. I don't like talking about feelings at all, to be honest. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it, man.
Feelings, bro.
But no, I think
start back the clock if everyone's.
Oh, you're gonna start it? Okay.
Yeah, I was waiting until you got back to give you a heads up. You got 30 seconds for your first pick.
Corbin, is that just at all, or just people you're not close with?
It's a little bit of both. It's definitely evolved into more like being open to it. I think someone like you guys, I work in education. I'm a special ed teacher, so I think mental health sometimes falls in line with the disability type of thing, and so I've definitely kind of been more. I guess let me phrase it differently. I'm better at like listening and that kind of aspect as opposed to like talking about like my feelings. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Sure. Like I'm better at like trying to be empathetic than I am being like, let me share something going on personally. But
I'll be honest, like for me, even for times that I've, shared things, even times that I've written some really what I feel are embarrassing things on my blog about what I deal with depression and anxiety. And I always feel very uncomfortable afterwards. I feel uncomfortable during. I have a lot of anxiety afterwards. There's a whole lot of shame stuff that goes on. There's just a lot that goes with it. It's not as if I just go out there and share these things and I'm fine and relieved and whatever. It's always really hard. But I also have people who reach out to me that say that they've had similar experiences, or that, whatever I've said has made them think about something differently. And so it's one of those things where I'm willing to go through that in order to maybe possibly help somebody, simply because I've been through, only finding out after somebody is gone that they were struggling. And so I just don't want to have more of those types of situations.
I mean, and for me, it's kind of just like, I've talked to my counselor a lot about like altruism. I'm like, why are we sharing this information? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, if it's selfish, who cares? It's like if it's helping people, then.
Yeah, I think that the word selfish is something that we really need to collectively take back, because like, it's okay to be selfish. Honestly, it's okay. And people, you don't need to be selfless all of the time. In fact, you will do less good that way.
Yep.
Agreed with that.
Let's see.
It is it's hard to realize that you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah, I tell Justin sometimes that there's the, if I have a pitcher and I'm trying to use that to fill everybody else's glass up, and my pitcher's never getting refilled by anybody else, eventually I'm going to be empty. So
Yeah.
I have to do things to make sure that,
Yep.
You just don't want anything to go to extremes. There's, a good amount of selfishness is healthy.
Agreed.
I agree.
Oh, God.
It's okay to be selfish.
Oh.
Oh, great. Yeah, like I said, we don't want to go to extremes.
No.
You're a little bit on the end of that spectrum, pal. Come towards the middle. My God, could you look any creepier?
I mean, I probably could.
Okay,
Oh,
there we go.
that guy.
My dream of getting Posey is now dead.
Toast?
Like he is such an easy target this late.
Yeah.
He was on my list. I don't know why I got Nola as early as I did. Because I was ready to punt catcher, and honestly, I don't know how much of an upgrade he is, especially because Posey might play more than any other catcher without looking at the projections or anything.
He might be cooked, but he's also had a whole season to get healthy. So, and an OBP, yeah, I like that.
Well, and Belt is injured, so he'll probably get some time at first to start the season.
And if the DH does come to the National League, he'll be their DH.
No, he's like the single most biggest beneficiary of an LDH for sure.
I thought there was no if on the DH. I thought it was done. I mean, it's not going to happen.
No.
There was a report this last week that said that multiple GMs for National League teams are preparing to have a DH.
Oh, okay.
I still think
sort of like their
it's
COVID protocol, right? They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, that's
They
basically
put-
baseball in the
Yeah.
present
Yeah.
age.
They put the entire season together in like 3 days last year. They
Yeah, I
put
know. Yeah.
that in one-
MLB, we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Last year
It really is amazing.
Last year was the year I really came to terms with the fact that I love baseball as much as I hate baseball.
That's a good way to put it. Yep.
Equal
Yep.
parts, man, because it brings me so much joy, but then there is so much like shit and so much like disgust I feel for it.
Yep.
Wait till the off season when they have to start negotiating.
Oh,
That is going to be the
damn,
worst.
That's later. Let's know.
Oh my gosh, I can't even
Make-
imagine.
Makes my head hurt.
Do we have baseball next year?
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note,
Don't depress me. If I've got to do like random drafts again with Paul on the podcast for 6 months, I'm gonna go insane.
Listen, I can't pretend to care about KBO again.
Yeah.
I like KBO.
man.
I like KBO. KBO's cool.
KBO is great when it's not your only option.
KBO is great whenever like it's at a time that you can actually watch it.
Oh yeah, well,
there's that, but yeah.
Yeah, when my daughter's no longer waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning,
Oh, yeah,
at night, it's
good point.
It's not as tantalizing.
Yeah.
I
for the
just
MLB
finished the schedule for Potapalooza, or like the groups. Is
Oh, nice.
anybody not in it that wants to be in it?
I'd be in it.
Am I in it?
Did
Yeah,
you
I think
sign up?
I forgot to do this.
I want to watch it.
I haven't necessarily done what I'm supposed to do. To,
Yeah, so you got to sign up. That way, I have your like contact information and all that good stuff.
Am
I've
I
got
in it?
everybody's, but
I'll sign up, Justin.
go
Am
sign
I
up.
in it?
Did you sign up?
No, but I'm married to you and I sleep in a bed with you. You told me that you were going to put me in, you dick. Jesus. Sign
No
up.
special treatment.
You know what? I'm going to start having you sign up for things. Just wait.
Oh, I will. I'll totally sign up for certain things.
I totally will.
Doubtful. Only after draft is the season is over, right?
Yeah, I'll start signing up as of April 1st.
Great.
I was going to say, if anyone wants to know how much I miss baseball, I had to look it up real quick. But on my KBO, which I found 2020 and participated in the Fantasy Baseball League, I am now 6th all time in points. I got pretty addicted.
That's dope.
No, it's pretty dope to watch that stuff.
I was doing some research the other day. What do you guys? Obviously, he just now went to Will. What do you guys think about Adam Eaton this year? Where does he bat in that lineup?
Second.
Top two.
Yeah, I was gonna say top of the lineup.
Yeah, he'll be up there again.
Is
Well,
he only against righties and benched for the fourth outfielder against lefties?
Hopefully, because otherwise he's going to be extremely all right at best.
Dude, he's
What do
the Tony La Russa like archetype.
Yeah.
Pretty
white.
He's gonna play every fucking day.
You said it.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
What do you?
Has plenty of grit.
He plays the game the right way as a white man.
God, kill me now.
He and Madrigal are gonna be like La Russa's little.
Oh shit.
What do you guys think? Adam Eaton's.
Oh, I like the Crawford pick, Mike.
What do you think Adam
Thank
Eaton's
you.
career OBP is?
375.
I was gonna say
332.
369.
390.
No,
360.
All right, fine.
Hey, nice job.
Pretty good.
HQ is the low man on it. We've got him at 320. That's interesting.
He's had a lot of trouble staying on the field, though, recently. Hasn't
Yeah,
he?
I think that's his biggest issue, staying on the field.
Yeah, that's why I don't draft him. I just draft the other injured players.
Ryan, can you give us like some super secret baseball HQ, like who's everybody on, like in the company?
I couldn't hear that. What?
Give us like the
You cut off
super
after
secret.
super secret.
Yeah, the super secret baseball HQ picks. Like who's everybody on? Don't do this to us. Come on. What happens in chat stays in chat. It's fine.
It's not being live streamed out to.
Yeah.
Oh,
They all fell asleep. They're
Speaking
all
of
asleep now.
chat, before Ryan goes, Aaron and I just agreed to a trade mid draft. No, I'm not kidding.
In this league or a different league?
This league.
So 5 edibles and a draft pick or what?
and some peanuts and Korean fried chicken. Anyways, I'm gonna send Eflin and Nerys for McCutcheon and Jose Leclerc.
I'm glad you know your trades.
Oh.
What? How did you even consummate this trade? DM?
Really intense
Same-
Twitter DMing. Yeah.
Same way
Like the
that you
consummate
consummate
part, yeah.
anything else.
Oh snap!
I'm going to veto that. So tough cookie.
It's a non-veto league, sucker.
It is. It's not. There's nothing. It's just trades will happen. I trust everyone that we're all big people and we can pull our pants up and make our own decisions.
Well,
Big
Leagues
people.
like this rarely
Some
have
of us are big
trades,
people, but I
so
don't know.
we'll see. Industry leagues, people don't like to lose trades, so a lot of times
That's why I hate industry leagues. They're not any fun. Nobody wants to do anything.
Yeah, you make a trade and then it goes out on Twitter like with no context and like no one wants to look bad in a trade.
There's
I have
some
no problem
people-
looking bad.
Some people in the Barf League who will remain nameless, who are the worst people possible to trade with.
Hold on, let me go look up the roster.
Yeah.
Also, a fun note: I turned on the setting
go-
that you'll be able to see in the fab process not only who won with the fab bid, but who also bid on the same person and just didn't bid enough.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be transparent, and maybe that will open up trade dialogue or
I like that.
seeing other needs and stuff like that. So
Yeah, there's a couple leagues I've been fighting with them about trying to get that set up and they won't do it.
Love that Colin Moran pick, by the way.
I think Colin
you
Moran's
know-
going to be for a career year.
You know, it's a deep
namesake of the
laugh when
Colin
someone says, "I love that Colin Moran pick."
Yeah.
But I
Dude
also,
looks like an
I also
actual
like that
pirate.
Colin Moran
I
pick.
love that Colin Moran pick.
And like their cool trade's finally going to turn out for the Pirates. So
I think he plays a lot. I think he plays every day.
Whoever wants Chris Martin, hit me up.
dude, Smart, I literally was like typing him in to put him in my queue.
You guys
Bold
need to
plays,
come
Chris Martin.
together.
Oh my god.
Cooper's a good pick here too, especially if the DH comes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I'm scared.
Jonathan Scope will always go after the 20th round and make $10 every year.
Will he make $10 in OBP though?
Yeah, I don't think an OBP is
Yeah,
going to make
yeah, that's true.
$10.
In
That's a good
regular
point.
5x5, I've been all over Scope at cost, but OBP is a
Same.
little tougher.
That's
Still
true.
a good pick here.
It's weird with the Tigers. Like I kind of like a lot of Tigers this year just because they're gonna play every day.
Yeah, Robbie Grossman's a nice guy, nice one.
All right.
For that reason.
Davis.
When I took Cronenworth, I was trying to hit Grossman. My internet went out. I wish I had Grossman. That was a great pick.
Oh, Spencer Howard went. Damn.
Weaver.
Weaver.
Luke Weaver.
Oh my God. I'm
333rd pick. Why not?
I like it.
Me too.
Ooh, I just thought of something. Y'all should see how many tabs I have open. It's God.
Yeah, me too.
My computer's not set up for this.
How many? I want to know, Mikey.
Over 50.
Whoa.
I mean, it's not all for this. Yeah, no, it sucks ass. School article, like 2 articles I'm writing.
Yeah.
This.
Do you have the marvelous suspender that might help your computer?
I do, but my computer still hates me a lot.
So do you start typing in the wrong one to do an update and then have to back it out?
I don't know what I do. It's
I have about a dozen on my computer and at least like 30 to 40 on my phone.
Oh, dude, I have the like Max on my phone. I don't close things.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, in Syndergaard.
What the fuck? God damn it.
Does this happen to anybody
Mark,
else?
I really like. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I really
You
like
say
Jackie
something
Bradley
good.
Jr.
Yeah,
Where's he gonna sign?
he's got to play somewhere. He's too good to not play, and he's
gonna
gonna
play for sure.
Yeah, so he'll go. Does this happen to anybody else when they're in their draft where you think your team is really awful and then you forget that you drafted your first and second round picks? Like I'm looking at my roster thinking, God, this is awful, and then I realize I have Juan Soto.
Yeah. Juan Soto makes up for a multitude of sins.
Yes, and I've made plenty.
Oh, sins are allowed here. Good. That's good.
Who ended up taking Dustin May?
Me, Kugler.
That poor fucking guy.
Yeah, I like his hair. His hair is awesome.
You're biased.
He's my spirit animal.
Yeah. Well, he has red. I have gray. You know,
yeah, that's true.
It's good.
If you need a Photoshop, I got you.
Yeah, he's probably doing doobies in the background, so that's cool.
Probably, he's definitely doing.
Classically doing doobies.
When I look at him, I think of Justin Timberlake being Ginger.
Exactly. Yeah,
Because
that's a good one. I like that.
His name's Dustin May. It's gonna be May, right? He was born in Justin, Texas.
Oh, even better.
He's just got the big ginger lettuce.
Yeah.
And he looks like Skeletor. He's what?
Skeletor.
$160.
By the power of Grayskull.
Would you say he's your type, JT?
Yeah, what would you say, JT?
Man, I'd say spirit animal. I don't know if I could say a type. But ultimately at the monthly meetings for Gingers, I always give him a shout out.
It's funny. I knew I recognized you. We must see each other at the meetings.
Right.
I come? Sounds like a no. I dye my hair a lot.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Well, once it becomes a tinge of ginge, we can talk.
I've made some mistakes. I'll send you a picture after the draft. All right, let's fuck around. Let's do this.
And by the way, I feel like I need everyone's phone number so I can just text you instead of try to DM some trade up.
Okay.
Opportunity.
I don't know.
Oh, we're into our reserves.
Are we? Oh.
Well, I'm not.
We are?
Yeah, maybe you are.
Well, I don't think I was yet. I thought I had one more.
I technically am.
Shit.
Oh man.
And those not familiar with Fantrax, there's that, you look on your roster and there's that little gray refresh kind of wheel looking thing. If you click on that, you can move your roster around.
Right.
It helps better visualize.
I have Mondesi, and then I don't have any steals anywhere else. I knew that was going to happen. Story, and maybe a handful from Bregman. Taylor.
I think everyone except
Story's
Corbin's
like
struggling.
25. No worries about
Yeah,
Story.
yeah.
Man.
Mitch Garver, man.
And for a rebound.
Yo, so
the last catcher I wanted.
I think he's I mean, I already took Nola, but he was someone I was looking at. I think he's one of the best catchers. Kyle Horton wrote an article at Pitcher List about it, and I'm pretty convinced
he was hurt
he's
last
legit.
year.
Yeah, like super hurt. So
he was.
Yeah, I'm not out on him. I fought for him in our rankings process over at TDG.
Yeah,
everybody was.
He's definitely one guy where you just throw away 2020.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so.
Yeah.
So, God damn it, Ryan.
Hey, Danielle.
There we go again.
I'm
God
thinking
damn
of
it,
it
Ryan.
now, but I would suggest that you ask this later because in terms of strategy going on currently.
Yeah.
But since we are a one catcher league, I'm wondering if, at the end of the draft, people would admit whether they're going to go with like a backup catcher or something to that effect.
All right.
The fuck?
Yeah,
Am I on the clock?
JT, that presumes we're actually going to draft one catcher.
Mikey, you're on the clock again.
Man, I have so many tabs open.
Close all your tabs.
And
find the force. Go for it.
Minimize the dispensary.
Ooh,
nice
Probably
pick,
go
Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have,
Don't pick that guy.
I have my edibles with me. It's all good.
Ooh, Joe. Is he going to be good this year? God, he looked really nice at AFL, man.
So do you guys plan your drafts all the way through, or do you
no.
only plan to a certain point and then after that it's whatever's there?
Round one.
First two rounds.
Yeah, it's.
You should have some people that you like at the end, but you don't have to. You don't have to plan.
I like that answer.
You also need to know what categories you need to get at the end. So if you're looking for stolen bases or batting average, you should have some targets late. But those are two of the hardest categories to get really late. So good luck with that. But definitely you should have some targets late. Usually look for players who are have some upside at this part of the draft. So someone who might step into more playing time, like Jackie Bradley Jr. He's going way too late because he's not on a team right now. But as soon as he signs, he's going into center field every day. So
yeah,
there's
and
that.
someone will sign him.
Good point.
He plays pretty good defense.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
Oh, where did that go? Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it's dart throwing time. And I will have y'all know I'm fucking terrible at darts.
gonna throw double 20s or triple 20s?
I think someone's eyes coming out.
I've been watching the live stream reaction, and the crowd watching us throughout this whole draft has been like the European Dart Championships, where you have thousands of people just drunk and out of their mind. Triple 20.
Tony Disco.
How many people are watching this live stream?
5?
Singles, if not double digits.
Wow, really?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Oh,
Is that including the league itself? Or?
I was gonna say, I like how all the participants are like, "Oh, fucking nerds are watching this."
That's just the edibles talking, Mikey.
Yeah, it is.
Yikes! It's not great. What's left in here?
Nope. Yeah, we're to the bottom of the barrel, and we got some picks left.
Yeah, there's still like 5 rounds left.
5 rounds. Yep.
6.
I know exactly who I'm going to pick, so don't even worry.
Oh, who?
I was worried, but now I'm not.
Good, good.
Oops.
So who is everybody most excited that they got on their team?
I mean,
question.
Judging by my own reaction, I think Dylan Moore.
over Trevor Bauer, really.
Yeah, that was pretty epic.
So excited about that.
All my favorite picks are on Corbin's team.
Yeah, a lot of mine are too.
That's good.
I'm happy I got Marcus Semien. I think he's going to be a nice addition in Toronto. And,
who took Austin Slater? You son of a...
And you guys like Austin
hobby
Slater?
horse, yes.
Good lord.
First time I've ever heard that.
That's what part of the draft we're at.
Yeah. Oh no, Hunter Harvey.
I love Austin Slater.
Oh well, what the hell? Here we go.
All right, Mark, I know you have a lot to choose from here. What is the most painful snipe that you guys have had so far? Who's been the most painful to have taken from you?
Definitely it was, let me just have a look here. No, it happened over and over and over again. I'm not even kidding. Like it was ugly. I really wanted Rhys Hoskins. I really wanted Herman Marquez because I think he's going to get traded very soon. If not, he's going to get traded. I really wanted Cole Calhoun. I had him valued way, way, way higher than the 16th round because he's an OBP god. Colton Wong is an awesome pick. I didn't get it. He wasn't a snipe, but man, as soon as he went off, I was like, why didn't I take him 4 rounds ago? Brian Reynolds was in my queue as well, very high up. He's good. But I think the most painful one was Rhys Hoskins. I really wanted him. And I was going to take him when I took Semien, but I thought he'd come back, and he almost did. But I did okay picking up Carlos Santana instead. He's good in an odd base percentage league, so it's not all bad. That's maybe something you should do.
I just lost
Daniel,
both my guys. Come on.
When you're drafting, if you have a player that you really, really want, make sure you have a backup right handy. So when I got sniped on Hoskins, I was able to just put that behind me and go into to get Carlos Santana instead.
Okay.
I would have preferred Hoskins, but have a good backup for the players that you're really targeting. Just in case they get taken, you don't have to, your draft doesn't get ruined at that point.
Okay.
Even at number 3 too. I mean, I got double sniped on the, where was it? 13-14 turn. I was going to take Eflin and Richard Rodriguez, and they both got taken. Mikey took Eflin.
You're welcome.
And Patrick took Rich Rod. And so I got double. So I had Eflin and a backup, and they both got taken.
Fucking
so sometimes
Sean.
you need 3 or 4 guys.
I only picked that because the 3 guys in front were taken. Like I had 3 guys in queue in a row taken in front of me.
Bastard.
Brutal.
So I had no queue. I had no queue anymore.
I can promise you that the Barf League draft Zoom is gonna have a lot more swearing than your guys's.
Well, fuck. What the hell's the problem with them? God damn
Oh,
it.
shit. Justin, you just emailed me. Damn it.
I did. In case you
Those
need
sons of
that link
bitches, they have
again.
nothing.
You and the 57 other people that expressed interest but never actually signed up.
Well, your email says express interest in TGFBI, but have not signed up yet.
Express this.
Why, man?
See, him screwing up like that is how I ended up in TGFBI. Because he does stuff late and doesn't realize what he's doing.
That's right.
And
I thought you were gonna
says
say
things
that's
like, what?
I thought that you're gonna say that's how you ended up married to him, but
No, that was just age and desperation.
Ooh.
I was like, well, all right. At least I've got a
Fight,
younger
fight.
model that'll take care of me in my old age. No, when Justin put out in December for anybody wanting to sign up for a TGFBI, all he said was, as long as you're producing fantasy content. And I was like, well, fuck, I can do that. He didn't specify baseball. So I created a website and I wrote about fantasies. And then I
What kind of
signed up for TGFBI and I got in. Loophole.
That link not take you to the sign up form?
It said I didn't have access to it.
Is
the
Wilmer
document.
Flores going to play or not?
It's who?
Wilmer Flores. Not with
So.
Listella's there.
they're
I
so
don't know.
stacked in the infield right now.
Yeah, it's like 6 guys for 4 spots with no DH at the
I
moment.
mean, which it sucks kind of that from a hitting standpoint that Crawford and Longoria are just going to be trotted out there. Although I could see Longoria being in a platoon basically with Listella, but
Could see him sitting on the bench too, but whatever.
yeah, he actually had not a not terrible year last year.
Yeah,
he
it
was
was,
pretty
it was yeah, okay.
But I mean, it's all relative. He still sucks.
Yeah, you're right. It is relative. Sorry, I was being disingenuous.
Castro, perennially undervalued.
Yep.
Yep.
He's fine.
Yeah, Starlin's always been a nice one to get a hold of if you can.
I was thinking about Victor Reyes too, but
Mm-hmm.
just left him there. Probably should have taken him.
Well, Ruben Odor's still around.
Ooh, Mad Bum. Who was there was a pod that was talking about Bumgarner last week, or maybe it was on Friday, about him being not being ready to start the season and taking all the way to the end of the season to get warmed up.
Oh God, the end of the season.
What?
Sure, why not?
Last year, not this year, to be clear.
Yeah, last year, right?
Okay,
Because
I
there was no spring training, right?
Right.
But his last 2 starts were pretty decent. So
I mean, I don't think it's a bad role in a quality starts league at all.
No, it's true.
Mike, do you know that it's your pick?
Okay.
yeah, you don't have to worry about the bullpen blowing
Right.
the game or anything, right?
Hey, Brad Miller.
Brad Miller. Oh boy.
Oh yeah,
Statcast darling, Brad Miller.
Salem, Oregon.
Yeah.
Without a DH, do you see Brad having a path to at bats?
Fucking better.
Those questions decrease in relevance when you get to the 25th round.
It's true. If he doesn't have a path to at bats, you drop him for the first sexy guy in Fab anyway. So
Which you drop for the next sexy guy and the next sexy guy, and away we go.
Oh yeah.
how else are you going to spend all that Fab?
Yeah, $1,000. You got to blow it out in something.
Sexy guy.
And JT, we have $0 bids, right? So spend it all, baby.
I like
those
the
picks,
zeros.
Ryan.
All right, check this shit out here.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm scared.
We're in trouble now.
It's Archer.
No, that was
man. Oh my god.
Bogey.
What the fuck?
Chris.
Oh, man.
Hey, literally. How
Pray for
do you
that and LDH.
I totally forgot about him.
How do you get sniped at picks 377? I was literally gonna take him right now.
That's a good pick.
Yes.
Big beefy baseball boy.
love my bogey.
Whatever, man.
No one's bitter. No one's bitter here. Patrick, I'd say you've got some leverage in a deal right now with Mikey.
I wrote an article about him once. Said he was going to be good. Don't trust me.
I'm holding out hope. I think I am on an island. Well, I guess not.
That's the Mariner way. Just hold out hope.
Oh shit. Man, Nomar Mazzara, man. Wow, has that guy fallen from grace?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah, no
just
kidding.
talk of the town in Dynasty for so long. I think he's still only, what, 25 maybe?
Hey, Ryan, I'm going to send you a different link and tell me if it works.
Yeah, he's super young.
Okay.
I was waiting for Kopech to go.
Let me know if it works. And then I'll send it to everybody else because everybody else is requesting access, but that makes them editors.
Speaking of the Giants' middle infield situation, Donovan Solano has back-to-back years of a 360 OBP. I
Yeah,
did not realize he
take a
did
look at
that
his BABIP.
twice.
That ain't bad.
He hit a ball here that I was like reading something and I heard him hit and I looked up. Like I was like, who did that?
Well,
Yeah, Justin, that worked. I'm in the forum.
All right, so thank you.
Sound like you're underwater, Justin.
Oh, yo. Yes.
Jake McGee's gone.
I don't really trust Kepler to not just be a committee guy all year, but Jake
Yeah.
McGee seems like a good bet to be in the committee.
I think so.
Never trust Kepler.
Well, you know, he is Kepler, so.
I mean, given that like Greg Holland and Soria went 150 picks ago.
I was looking at Davey Garcia.
That's a good pick. Good on you, John.
I'm gonna go for my favorite.
Feel
board
you,
pitcher.
Danny.
I thought I thought you said that, and then J Hap popped up, and I was like,
Yeah, Hap.
Favorite boring pitcher.
He's going to be rocking it again. You know, he's only, what, 500 years old?
Yeah.
He just got COVID, didn't he? Tested positive.
I don't know.
Yeah, he did, but
Oh,
whatever.
shit.
We're at pick 400 or something, right?
So who's gonna take Wander A. Franco? That's what I want to know.
Is there there's a different Wander?
The off-brand Wander?
Yeah.
I want to take Wander U, Franco.
There's like 5 Wander Francos and
I know.
Fantrax or something.
It's so hard.
I mean, for years there was like the pitcher Ryan Braun.
Yeah, I was just gonna do Ryan Braun. Yeah. There were 2 Ryan Brauns and then 2 Jose Ramirez's for a while.
In football, there was the cornerback Adrian Peterson.
Yeah. Poor guy. Could have been born, thousands of years before, but
Dude, there's nothing there.
Mike's on.
Hot mic, hot mic.
Hot mic.
so hot.
That's kind of cool, but whatever.
David Dahl, I was looking at him earlier, but he plays for the Rangers. So.
Yeah.
I just need someone. My last couple outfielders are Ugh, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So our last episode before the TGFBI draft is going to be on mental preparation for the draft. Do you guys remember any sort of mental preparation that you did before your first draft?
Oh God.
Yeah, I know for you guys, some of you guys,
Like
it's a
first
while
ever?
ago. Yeah.
It's a good one.
I mean,
yeah, I don't.
I just remember being in like college and
Yeah, I was pretty drunk.
using like Fangraphs and being like, yeah, I know what WRC plus is, so I'm way ahead of the curve. And then I'd use that in like these types of leagues and I'd lose because that's not a stat. So yeah, that's how I prepared before. It wasn't good. And now I'm better, but not good.
Fangraphs didn't exist when I did my first league. So.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Was not around.
I think I downloaded or I printed out MLB.com's projections.
Wow. Justin, you're who's gonna say
it? Old?
I didn't say that.
I think the nice way to say it is you're dating yourself. But.
Yeah.
I was gonna say walking dust. So
I'm older than him by 8 years, so I can call him old.
Yeah. And it was for an AL only 5x5 league.
I don't even know. I didn't know they did their own projections. MLB.
Back then they did, or yeah. Back then they did, and then so I got Scott Hatterberg for $1.
Hattie.
Draft the Moneyball year was my first year playing, and then I got Russell Branyan for $1, and that was
Russell Branyan.
Russell Branyan.
Oh man.
Russell the love muscle.
Russell the muscle.
And Joe Creedy for $1 at the end of that
Joe
draft.
Creedy.
And somehow I did not win that league. Like I finished sixth.
Somehow.
What were the MLB.com? What were the MLB.com equivalent of Jason Dominguez comps, like Mike Trout?
Yeah,
best player ever.
Like
so bad
back then. Like no one knew who the minor leaguers were that were going to be valuable. You know, you just a guy came up and you went, all right, I guess.
That's a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember panic drafting BJ Upton with my first ever fantasy pick.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Danielle, in the spirit of what they're all saying, I'll say for my first draft, which was like an auction, I don't know, most of a decade ago, I think the important thing was, getting my valuations into a spreadsheet and memorizing what the key for strike through was so I could just instantly cross off guys who got drafted and narrow it down for myself. Because having to actively keep track of a valuation sheet that still showed everyone, including the guys who'd already been taken, would have been a nightmare for me at that point.
Yeah.
I remember being so upset that I was outbid on Garrett Anderson, that I went the extra $1 on Kelvin Escobar, and regretted both of those.
Wow, Kelvin Escobar. It's been a while.
Hey, Justin, how long ago was that?
That was 2001, I believe.
So like, holy cow, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
My beer graphs username was Kelvin Escobar.
R.I.P. Beer Graphs. Not that
Actually, I don't even really remember it. Like, I don't remember.
I miss not
cool.
Oh, Rojas, not bad.
Mikey, I think you're dating yourself in the opposite direction when you say that.
I remember it being a thing, but I don't remember. Well, yeah, I guess I wasn't 21, so you're right.
Send out that last email and everybody starts signing up.
I love Logan Gilbert.
Oh, I like it.
That'll be the interesting part of these, having all these different, area leagues, is seeing like the difference in like the last few rounds where the homer picks really come out.
Yeah.
That's why I took him. I was like,
taken earlier.
like Logan Gilbert in this one, and then it'll be someone the Giants don't have a good prospect coming up soon.
Stop making me
talking
sad.
about?
Eventually,
Let's have
though.
lots
They
of
got-
prospects.
They got studs, man. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, but not they're coming up this year.
Don't give up on Joy Bart. Come on, man.
Yeah,
I've
don't
got-
give up on Joy Bart.
Justin, it'll be the last round Tyler Beatty grab coming off surgery is what it'll be.
Hey, fucking love Beatty.
I've got a question for you guys. Which team's better first, or competitive first, Baltimore or San Francisco?
I thought you were gonna say the Mariners.
No, San Francisco, I think.
San Francisco for sure.
But the problem is the division. So.
Both
those divisions suck.
Are atrocious.
And
I'm gonna go
Baltimore's got some
Baltimore.
good stuff doing in their minors too.
Yeah.
Like, I like San Francisco a lot, but I wouldn't sneeze at Baltimore what they've got going on.
No.
Baltimore's farm system is amazing.
Their farm system is amazing, but their major league team is, I think, pretty far behind the Giants right at the moment.
Define competitive, because like neither the Giants or the Orioles are going to be a top 2 team in those divisions for
right. Yeah, right.
That's 5 to 10 years. But like they could sneak in a second wild card spot.
I'll take it. Let's say make the playoffs then. How's that? I'll give a real definition. Make the playoffs.
I'll go Giants because I think the NL has easier paths than the AL will over the next 5 years.
Makes sense.
Pretty good.
I'm gonna say Giants because I have no idea about any other fucking team, and those are mine. So I don't fucking care.
No, one thing I liked your podcast, Danielle, where you talked with Jason about what to look for when you're watching baseball.
Oh,
And
yeah.
his it was really good because that was some of the advice that I heard listening to Sleeper in the Bust when I first started, and when watching the catcher's glove is something I never did before, but
Yeah.
it's a hugely important thing when you're trying to evaluate pitchers. Also, when you're watching a hitter, if they're fouling a lot of balls straight back, you know that they're about to do something good if they've been in a slump.
All right. It's definitely the episode with Jason, I watch as a fan. And so, also as, somebody with kids around, sometimes I'm able to really pay attention, sometimes I'm not and stuff. And it's just the enjoyment of the game, but it's never really that in depth. And so Jason really opened my eyes to a lot of things that I'll be able to look for because I'll be watching a lot more, obviously, this season, trying to, check out other players and other teams. Since that's not really something I ever do. If the Giants aren't playing, I'm not really, listening or watching. But that'll be different this season.
One thing that I noticed about Teoscar Hernandez, I watch a lot of Blue Jays games, of course, and he everyone's talking about his swing and miss, but they haven't been watching him. They didn't watch him play a lot last year because if you watched his at-bats, he was fouling a ton of balls out of the zone off. He was seeing the ball well, and he wasn't just flailing. He was actually wasting those pitches that were close. He wasn't. If it was just outside the strike zone, he would foul it off.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, maybe he struck out in the end, but he was having good at bats where he was seeing the ball. So I have a lot of hope for him this year.
I'm a big Ty Oscar fan, but I have a hard time paying full price this year.
Sure. Yeah, he's expensive this year.
Oh boy.
I mean, I was huge on him the last 2 years and paid off last year.
Here's my Mariners homer pick.
Uh-oh.
Who is it?
Oh.
Weird flexing, bro.
I love how everybody in the chat, like I don't even need to know who it was.
Now, Mikey, I've got him at like pick 580 in every draft and hold that I'm in.
Yeah.
It's a good bet for innings, right? And he could be good. We should give him a chance.
I think so. I mean, I kind of see him as like Savale-esque. Oops. Like he could be that kind of guy.
I could see that.
As a Mariners fan, that sounds fucking great.
It does. By the way, Savale is going to be throwing a split change this year, and I already think that he was going to take a step forward. So
that was one of what Moore was talking about today, that needed to add a third pitch and he could take the next step. So I mean, that's him. And
I think he already had 3 pitches, but I'm super into him now.
The other one that added a third, or is adding a third pitch supposedly, that I'm getting more and more interested is Singer.
Yeah, he's interesting.
So I don't. What is it? He's adding a changeup, right? I don't really believe in it, but I do think, I do think he's legit. Like, I mean, he's not dissimilar from like Eflin, although I like Eflin more. But if you can add anything like any kind of chase pitch,
yeah, Eflin's a little bit more overpowering at times. So
yeah, he's got that curveball. I hope he throws that thing more.
yeah, me too. I don't have any shares of Eflin yet, but
yeah,
definitely a guy I'm not avoiding.
Well, Mikey just traded me his share of Eflin literally mid-draft. So
yeah. He
keep saying nice things about him. Keep saying nice things about him, Mikey.
I was really hoping Sims would make it back to me.
Is he healthy?
Yeah, I think. I mean, from what he said he should be ready to go, but it's a precautionary thing. But we'll see.
2 of the 3 TGFBI overall champions just signed up for Potapalooza.
Wow. Who? Hastings?
Hastings and Zola.
Yeah.
Yeah, his podcast, Hastings podcast, Hastings, yeah, podcast is really good.
Is it? I haven't heard it yet.
No, he's only 2 episodes in, but it's well prepared, and
yeah,
man, Kevin Hastings is super smart. Huh. It was no fluke that he won TGFBI. He's a very, very good player.
He started his own pod. I must have missed that.
It's Jonas has like 24 now.
Yeah, one of the 40 million pitcher list pods.
Yeah,
that's what we do, baby. Quantity.
But his is going to be all about.
Probably why I missed it.
His is going to be all about Fab, so it's going to be basically must listen for Sunday afternoon. But
Danielle and I are going to go on it soon.
Yeah. He asked me to be on. Just crazy. Like really crazy. But it'll be interesting.
Cool.
I gotta tell him when we can do it.
Yeah. He even said if Justin couldn't make it, I could still go on.
Love that.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
So that's really wanting to take a gamble since I don't know what the fuck I'm doing at all. I mean, I'm getting better with each episode that we do and with the little bits that I'm learning and stuff, but right now I'm still pretty clueless on a lot of things. We haven't even gotten into Fab at all.
I mean, it's kind of nice because you're like, you have, I guess because of that like inexperience, you have a pretty unique perspective. And like, if you're going to be onboarded by a bunch of like industry experts and stuff, like I thought I was ahead of the curve back then and I was a fucking idiot. So like, you don't have that like hubris, you know?
Yeah.
So
well, and it's interesting hearing the different perspectives. I mean, like when we were talking with Greg Blankenship today, we talked about that, you know, I spoke with Jason Collette and Jason's like, look, it's a game, have fun. And then the next day we spoke with Ian Kahn and he was like, you take this seriously. I will be able to tell if you're not taking it seriously. And so, you know, there's just so many different perspectives and different attitudes. And it's really cool taking the different pieces from each of them.
I can totally see Ian saying that.
Oh my God. He was like, I will be able to tell by your 4th or 5th pick whether or not you're doing this seriously. I was like, okay.
Ian
well,
said,
it's really
I have a certain set of skills.
It's really nice that it's a slow draft. So you don't have to panic about a 1 minute clock, right?
Yeah, if I was doing what you guys are doing, I would freak out. My anxiety would not fit well with a quick clock.
Not great.
Yeah. Labor Tuesday night was 45 seconds. I was like dying.
Yeah, it was
when you were dealing with a bunch of other shit for labor, right?
Drafting from my bathroom floor in the hotel.
Yeah, I saw that.
Not only is it a 45-second clock, but it's also like on RT Sports, which has like
Yeah.
Worst
Weird
like,
shit.
platforms.
Oh, yeah.
Like finding players is an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, after like the 15th round, it was really hard to find. Like it took 20 of my 45 seconds to find the guy.
I mean, I was lucky I had another person doing the draft with me with Joe, to kind of help out. He was just putting people in the queue and I was kind of just organizing it.
Was it just you and was Spore not around?
He was on for about an hour and then he lost power. So
Is Charlotte okay?
She's taking some steroids right now. I guess it's a herniated disc in her back, which is crazy because Charlotte's not that old.
That is crazy.
But I guess the dogs have a lot of health issues.
Yeah, it's a dachshund thing.
Yeah, so she's gonna take some steroids for like 4 to 5 days, and hopefully that will like alleviate the issue. Otherwise, she has to get surgery, and it's expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So, it sucks, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully, steroids should be hitting home runs, though. Paul throws her the ball, and she just hits it right over his head.
Who's taking Felix?
Someone's got to take.
You just answered your own question.
Yancey's not here, right?
Who's got the last pick of the draft? I think that's the obligatory taking Felix pick.
I'm down for you guys to do that.
Felix can't go undrafted in a PNW draft,
right?
I've got the last pick.
Danny's got the last pick.
Yeah, I have. And the last time I had a last pick, I took A-Rod.
Fall on the sword, Danny.
Like last year or when?
Last year.
Way longer than that. I would have taken J-Lo before that, but
fucking A-Rod, man.
Check out your guys' teams. I haven't really been watching the draft at all. Just been BSing with you guys.
It's so hard to like look at a draft board and OBP and like every year with Tout Wars I look at it. It's just so like disorienting because you're so used to
yeah. Is this good?
Standard. Yeah.
I never play standard. I can't play in the NFBC because I'm sorry. I don't know if I should say this, but I hate the UI so much. It makes it like unplayable for me.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, okay. Listen, I knew it's going to be an unpopular opinion.
Ryan, what Tout Wars are you in this year? Are you still in points?
No, I'm in AL this year.
Oh, you're in AL?
Yeah, I got out of head to head as quick as I could.
I'm in the mixed auction this year.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, points was
That was
head to head was just weird, and they would change it every year, like drastically.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had to change it after the year I was in.
When you took
what'd you do?
All pitchers.
I ran the point system through a program, and I realized that pitching was way, way overvalued. And so everybody else was doing like, the 70-30 hitter pitcher split, or, some people are even close to 50-50. I spent like 200 of my 260 on pitching. And it was just clear like that was the right decision. Like, and so they changed the whole point structure the next year.
The next year was my first year in the league, and they changed it completely the other way, where a lot of starters, if you had like a mediocre start, it would be negative points.
Yeah, it was like, because I ran, Ian Khan came to me and he was like, hey, how did you do what you did last year in head to head? And I was like, this is what I did. Let me see what the new point structure is. I ran it through the same program, and like Josh Bell was worth as much as Max Scherzer. Yeah. And I was all, okay, well, they really fucked this up. So
nerfed it.
Yeah.
So it's weird too, because actually I liked head to head. I liked it a lot. It was just like the format and the points were kind of weird, but head to head like was kind of cool. Like every Sunday was like pretty intense at the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it, but
almost play exclusively head to head now. I've really come
Yeah.
around on that format. I mean, I think that Roto
It was
is way
fun.
better for like actually like I think the best team wins more often in Roto. But I like the idea of playing someone. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it keeps the league like trash talk active throughout the year. I don't know.
I think
It
it's
definitely
good.
does.
If you're playing with a group of friends, it's a great way to play. Like, if you're playing with people you can trash talk with, and there's some sort of community or rapport, like it makes a lot of sense. But like if you're just playing random people, like there's nothing worse than I played in a head-to-head league for years, and every season I played in that league, I was the number 1 seed in the playoffs, and I never won that league. And it was just it was infuriating me. Like,
It's weird that head to head is synonymous with playoffs, because like I love head to head, but then I hate like having it all come down to September. Like it's so pointless.
Well, yeah, especially because it's September. Like,
Right.
when
It's like
rookies are coming up and teams are going to 6-man rotations and guys are getting pulled after 3 innings to save their arm for the playoffs. And it's just, I wouldn't mind a head-to-head format where there wasn't a playoff system.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And that's how it was in Tout the year I was in.
I think you just have to. I think you have to shorten the season, honestly, for it to be effective. Like you need to start your playoffs sooner than teams are starting to pull players, which I know is not ideal, but you at least can avoid that.
It makes a lot of sense, though, especially with so many fantasy baseball players who play fantasy football, though. Their attention is going to be drawn in September anyways.
Yeah.
So why not just end it in August?
Tough though for a 12-team league, and you want a full like 11 matchups twice, so that's 22 weeks, and then you got like a 3-week playoff, 25, and I think the season's 25 or 26. So it fits really perfectly, but unfortunately, the whole September thing throws a wrench into it. But it's fair across the board. I mean, I cut my teeth in head-to-head. That's what I know. I barely play Roto. So I like manipulating the head-to-head and just trying to win, a certain amount of categories and take the week.
No fanfare over my Matt Moore pick.
What the fuck? Is he playing?
Yeah,
signed with the Phillies.
Competing for the 5th starter spot.
Supposedly he was absolutely money in with Japan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, was he in Japan or KBO? One of the two.
Well, plus he's from New Mexico, so he's a righteous guy.
Oh, that's a big yawn.
What time is it there, Patrick?
It's 2:38. My daughter just got up from her nap. Both my son too. You can't see him, but he's running around here.
We can hear.
Nice.
Pretty precious.
Yeah, I'll show you. This is what he's doing right now. He's playing with my dryer. Probably going to turn it on.
That's awesome.
And started early.
Oh, Beatty, I love it. I thought about it, but
I figure he'll start the season on the IL, and we have IL spots, and then I have a free spot. I have a free spot for Fab. So
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Danielle, got to know your format. Know your format, top to bottom.
This is my guy. Plant my flag.
IL is huge.
Dude. Love it.
Knowing the rules was our first episode.
There's so many players.
So I know that's very important.
All right, so who are we guilting into taking Felix here?
I think we can just go one by one.
All right, before this ends, I'll ask you guys, I have things set up of what I felt I needed to learn before the draft. What are things that I need to know in season?
Don't help her.
Somebody
In
mute
season.
him.
Know your weaknesses.
Spend your fab on relief pitchers.
Yeah, don't leave money on the table with fab.
Yeah, and don't bail on a week of fab. Like just put in the time every week. That's like both times I did well in TGFBI. It was just all punching the clock for Fab every week.
Hi, Benny.
Yeah, one thing you should do for Fab, because you're so busy, is don't wait till Sunday. Every time you think you have a need on your team, add somebody and put it in their queue, and then go back on Sunday and review what you've already done throughout the week.
Okay.
I just want to say before I don't ruin it for the last 4 people. Someone's got to take Talkman for Chamberlain. 3 people.
I just got to take Felix, man.
That might be the way to get Talkman into the league next year, is to be like, Chamberlain into the league, is to say no one took Talkman.
I also want to know who's people have in the top of their queue that's still remaining.
I mean,
yeah, the babe. One of the things we'll talk about, I'm sure, when we do our Fab episode too, is like if you do 15 minutes of Fab work a day, starting on like Wednesday, it lessens the amount you're gonna have to do on Saturday night or Sunday. It just, you know,
it's huge because
which
Sundays
always sucks.
Yeah, Sundays suck.
It's different for someone like me who's gonna have, 10 flat Fab leagues, but I mean it does really lessen the amount of work you got to do if you start just chipping away at it little by little,
inch by inch. Benny, no, stop it.
All right.
This is
so
my
who's
chicken.
super excited about their team right now that they have tonight?
I don't know if you can be excited about a 15-teamer unless you're Corbin once again.
You guys,
probably
talking
Corbin's
me up,
probably
but
happy.
I'm probably going to be finished like bottom third.
I really like Corbin's team.
I really liked my start, and then, man, picking the back half of your team is just so draining. It's like, well, this guy could be good, probably not, but he could, just over and over again. Come here, Benny.
Come
here, baby.
I might have 0 steals or 0 saves on my team.
I love it.
I really like Sean's team too.
It makes one of us.
All right, whose team does everybody else like? Not yours, but somebody else. A lot of people like Corbin's, apparently.
Oh, do you want down? Okay.
I'm gonna go Will Garofalo. The little draft thing I'm using has his team really high up there. So
Rotolab, I suspect.
Wait, are you?
Yes.
Oh, are you tracking people?
Tell us more, Ryan.
Yeah,
share that
what are the
screen.
standings?
Rotolab
Screen
has
share that
Will
thing.
high up there.
Screen share that thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say Will or
Nice,
Smata, like Will or Smata's team.
So who's
I
at
don't want
the
to
top of
share it because
everyone's
it's got
queue?
me in first, but it should have me in first.
Jose Quintana, that's a good pick.
Is that the end of the draft?
That is
That's
the draft.
That's it,
Did you hear the cheers?
Mr. Irrelevant.
Is that what that was?
Oh, no, Felix.
Felix will have to wait till Fab.
That's fucked up. Yeah. I'm bidding all my Fab on him.
I've got Gregory Polanco, Alex Wood, Aaron Sanchez is my.
Yeah, I had Sanchez.
What
Eric
about
Sanchez is
Kyle
a fun one.
Gibson? Is he out
That's a
mowing
real-
lawns?
That's that was fast, Aaron. That was I think I tweeted at Justin about this the other day, but Kyle Gibson was my breakout guy last year, and obviously that did not happen.
But
You
you're
and me
back in
both,
this year,
buddy.
right?
Yeah.
There's a
I mean-
local landscaping company here in the Tri-Cities. It's Kyle Gibson's Landscaping, and I really want to meet
Whoa,
that
wait.
person and
Oh,
do you know?
do you know the super all right pitcher?
That at me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tweeted that at you. I think sometime 2020.
Yeah, I really wanted to just try to get all my followers to leave it 5-star reviews.
Yeah, he had two and a half.
Yeah, I
stars.
really wanted 1,000 people to just drop a 5-star review and have them have no idea where the hell it's coming from.
It's like
Nationwide.
what's it called? The that Trump landscaping, the
Four seasons.
Four seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking good. Ryan, I want to know where our teams are stacking up.
I don't want to know where mine is.
No.
I don't know. I like the players on my team. I don't like everything I did with my team, but like there's a lot of players I enjoy on it, and that's mostly what I go for, anyways.
I feel
Let's see if I can.
Danielle asked the question of what player you were happiest to get, and I think the player I was happiest to get was Vlad Jr.
Oh, did you? I didn't see that.
Yeah, 4th round pick.
Yeah.
Hey, Benny.
If anybody needs stolen bases, I have a few to spare.
I don't even know what I need right now.
Who was that?
Mark.
That was Mark. Yeah.
Mark. All right.
Get down.
I might check
So
it
I
out.
definitely punted stolen bases. But we'll see.
I botched
punted
stabbed
saves.
over the head safety saves. I don't have a single closer because F that.
Me neither.
I actually feel a lot better about my team after looking at it.
Well,
I think I'm gonna tell myself it's 15 teams.
Yeah, it's definitely an adjustment process.
Like this is terrible, but I'm like, oh, there's 15.
And I haven't drafted since our pitcherless mock, which was in 2020. So, I mean, I'm sure some people here haven't drafted. So, whatever.
I have the opposite problem. I play mostly 15s, and so when I moved to a 12, I'm like, look at all these amazing players on the waiver wire.
Yeah,
I'm the same way.
I guess it's better this way. But they're both problems.
Yeah.
Benny, will you stop it? You're a bad boy.
I'm in a 30-team dynasty league, so it's like you're scraping for like anything that's out there, and it's like it really helps you learn the player pool a little bit.
I'm in a 30-team dynasty league where you roster 100 players.
Oh, Jesus.
And it is the most like intense league. Like the most active part of the league is like October through December because that's like trading season.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I mean, it's forced me to learn about prospects and like low A and stuff, and Prospects Live is like saved my ass in that league.
Stop it, Benny.
Smada, was it your plan to have 3 starters, first 3 picks?
No, I autoed Kershaw. My internet
right,
stopped
okay.
Working on me. Yeah, but honestly, I mean, I feel like okay about it now. Like looking back, I think going super closer heavy is the thing I kind of regret. Like Karinchak was kind of like a last second pick, and I think I should have gone somewhere else there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel super great about this draft. I really like Corbin's team. We can trade entire teams if you want.
I really want a Kershaw there. That's why I had to reach for Lance Lynn. I was like, oh my god. But
Lance Lynn, I think, is a really good pick there.
He in this league, he's great for quality starts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's going to throw a lot of innings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was like
fastballs and a lot of innings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I had him really high in these rankings.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna
All right.
cut video.